Greetings, 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 greetings. Salutations, salutations to everybody who's coming in. Please tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. Please do us a favor, brothers and sisters, and tap the screen. Thank you so much for everyone who's always here. Your kindness is beyond comprehension, beyond mention. Remember, we have debates, we have arguments, we have conversations. We are not enemies. We're all humans trying to make it from one day to another. It just so happens that in this moment, we are here together. I will be continuing with my usual topic, there is no God. Request if you disagree and come up with a reasonable argument, right? Let it be full of knowledge. If not, at very least, let it be entertaining. No hate, only kindness and love. My fellow human beings. Thank you so much to everyone who's tapping the screen. I know some of you guys disagree with me so much that you have hatred in your heart for me. I don't know why. But please share the life. Share the life, share the life, share the life. Share the life as you're coming in, share the life. And without much ado, like I said, first come, first serve. Send your request. Only if you disagree. Remember that.
Hello.
What's up, man? Please go straight to your point.
Alrighty. So I just want to say that Jon Jones is a whole nother level. Two men walk into a room who walk out every time. Jon Jones. Jon Jones ain't even in the room at the point. Guess who's still?
Like I said, send your request only if you disagree. I don't know what is motivating you, but whatever is motivating you, just make sure that it lets you read. It does not impede your ability to read the screen. You know what I'm saying? Hey, everybody's got something. Everybody has something that makes them slightly cuckoo. From the highest among us in terms of status in society to the lowest among us, everybody got something. So there's definitely no judgment here, you know? That last brother, that's what makes him roll. Jon Jones. Tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. There is no God. And even among the gods, there's a very interesting conversation that I've been thinking about having. And I'm going to call it the Battle of the Gods, where Christians and Muslims would come forth in Bakanga land and wrestle so we can figure out which one of their gods is the better god. Even if their gods are imaginary, we still need to be able to know which one is the better one. Now, in my opinion, I think it's neither. I think they're just equally as bad. But if you're a Muslim, you might differ, and if you're a Christian, you might differ. So when that day comes, make sure you're around here in Bakanga land to have some fun with us. Tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. Yo, brother Umar, please go straight to your point. No wasting of time, please.
Mr. Bakongo. Mr. Bakongo. Why do you say there is no God?
Because there isn't. I'm just stating the obvious.
Okay. Well, I can't agree or disagree because me personally, I don't know if there's one.
Okay, then there's no need for this conversation. Then just watch and see. Let those who think there is make their arguments, and maybe you can learn from it, and maybe you can learn from my argument. Thank you for your time. Okay, my brother.
Yeah, man, you're welcome, yeah?
Yes, sir. Yeah, if you're confused, just watch the conversation. Maybe someone who believes in God will be able to persuade you, or maybe I will be able to persuade you. Maybe I'll be able to shed some light. Maybe it's not necessarily about persuasion. Maybe it's just clarity.
Yeah, my friend, good night, good night.
What's up, bro? Please go straight to your point.
I'm good, I'm good. How are you going?
I'm doing all right. What do you have for me?
I'll come to say God is real, and if you don't believe, it have a place called Israel. You ever hear a country called Israel?
Yo, bro, there's a high-pitched
The
sound coming in your
Israelites.
background, and my headphones is hurting my ears. So can you change location, or I'll have to let you go? There's a high-pitched sound. I don't know if it's your TV or something.
Right, are they outside now? It have a place called Israelites. You ever hear that name?
Nah, don't worry about it. It's still not fixed, bro. Thank you for your time. My ears cannot handle that. My ears are not omnipotent like your God. My ears are very human. Salut, Mark Rain. What's up?
Okay, I am here answering to your challenge.
Which one? In the latest video I made on my page?
Yes,
What was the challenge?
that if we can know higher than ourselves,
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead. Tell me anything in this world that you can know more than you know that it is you who knows.
the answer that I gave was we can't know more than ourselves, although by experiencing the one through us, we can know higher.
But whatever you experience through you is you. That's why it's you.
Correct.
So
But-
what could you
but-
possibly know that is more than you? Nothing. Nothing.
but
The
the
answer is
one that-
nothing. Nothing and no one.
The one that experiences through me allows me to know higher.
Are you confused?
Well, you said that yourself is the highest.
Yes.
But the
The
thing-
sense of self is the highest possible function of the human brain. Everything that
Correct.
comes to the human brain has to submit to the human's knowledge of self. So you have to first know that it is you who is trying to know. If you believe in God, you also have to first know that it is you who believes. If you don't believe in God, you also have to first know that it is you who doesn't believe. Hence, whatever it is that you know, you cannot know it more than you know that it is you who is trying to know. Like I said, it's not complicated. It's very easy.
Correct. If you know yourself, therefore you know that you didn't create it yourself. You know that there is a higher source of the self.
When in the journey of getting to know yourself, you will never look at yourself in terms of you being created and you not being created, because the knowledge of self grows with every given moment, independent of if it was created or not created. You see, you don't, the idea that if you know yourself, then you will know that you would, of course, you know that you would know that the physical embodiment of your body is as a result of the intercourse that your father and your mother had. That is a knowledge of self that you gain through experience. But there's no other knowledge about yourself that transcends that. There's no other knowledge about how you came into this world that you can really know and know as a fact than that your father and your mother had intercourse and gave birth to you. Everything else is just entertainment.
Let me ask you something. If you know yourself, does yourself does not have the capability of sensing the one that is making yourself exist?
No, because it is not one thing that makes you exist. It's multiple things that make you exist. Our existence is dependent on an innumerable amount of things, including circumstances, geographical location, those who are around you, what you eat, what you drink. There are multiple elements which you get introduced to as you grow up. So there's not one thing, one singular thing that is 100% responsible for your existence. And if you think that, chances is you might die miserable because you're not really in touch with yourself nor the world around you. As far as your origins, you came from your mother and your father. Not complicated. You don't need to think any harder past that. Knowing that you came from your mother and your father will allow you to be in touch with your abilities realistically enough to move on forward. If you think that you have any origin beyond your father and your mother, chances is you're going to spend your whole life in that little bubble, and anything else that there was for you to discover, you would never know. Because you're going to have to keep going from infinity to infinity to infinity to infinity to infinity to infinity. And when you realize you can't, you're just going to have to imagine that there's something greater than you sitting on the throne. That's how you get caught in religion. And before you know, you don't really know yourself. If you want to know yourself, you take it one moment at a time, one breath at a time. You go with only what is sure. You don't go with what is questionable. That's how you know yourself. Listen, the knowledge of self is never shrouded in doubt. You would know that something that you know is not part of your knowledge of self because there is a level of doubt. And there's also an inability to act upon it. Any knowledge that you have within yourself, if I know I'm a carpenter, if I know I am a carpenter, I am very much confident in my ability to act and be a carpenter, not just by profession, but by demonstration. If I know I am divine, I need to be able to act and demonstrate that divinity. If not, I have lied to myself.
Okay, I have 2 points to make to you. If you're able to give credit, and please answer after the 2 points that I give you. If you're able to give credit to all of the universe, therefore, if you can give credit to the universe for you, now can you visualize the highest of the universe? Not
No.
talking about God.
No.
You cannot visualize the highest of the universe?
Yes, because the highest of the universe is the fact that you know that you are you. That is the highest universal capability and ability. Say that. Oh, I was about to say in French, c'est à dire. That is
Okay.
right.
Okay,
Right.
now,
Listen.
wait.
No. Check this out. Check this out. Right where you and I are sitting right now, nothing else is possible until you know that you are you and I know that I am me. And that position of self-knowledge is a position where you look down on everything else. You cannot look above from that position. The position of self-knowledge is a position from which you look down, not where you look up. And you get to that position of self-knowledge by looking within. Once you've looked within, you now look down. You cannot transcend that.
Okay.
Transcending that will make you no longer yourself. The only people who transcend the knowledge of self end up with mental health issues. They end up with brain damage.
You gave credit to the universe for giving the water that you have in your body and all this and that.
No,
Now,
you neither give credit nor take credit. Not take away credit. You don't need to give credit to anything.
you said that we were alive because of the water of the universe, because of a bunch of things.
As a consequence, not necessarily as anything intentional. Water doesn't ask you to give it credit. No, listen. Water does not ask you to worship it or give it credit. You don't have to give water credit. Water doesn't need credit. Credit is a human thing within human interaction, right? Even your dog doesn't ask you to give it credit. If it's hungry, it's hungry.
Okay.
You don't have to give credit to non-living things.
Okay, well, but you did give credit to the water to help us keep alive. Now, can you give credit to? Is there the possibility that there is a self of the universe that is feeding yourself? In the same way that the water keeps alive the water in your body, there is the self of the universe that is keeping yourself alive. Now, don't tell me yes and no. Wait. Let me finish. And yes, you cannot know it, but you can suspect it. And if you suspect it,
of course,
that should be enough.
Sure, if you want to be paranoid the rest of your life, go and do that. Like I said, the knowledge of self is no doubt there. What you know about yourself and you truly know, it's not a speculation, it's not a suspicion, it's a certainty, so as to facilitate your ability to act upon it. Because action requires a certain grounding at the mental level, right? The only person who would doubt themselves is a person who has claimed to be something they're not. And then when they are put in a position where they have to demonstrate, you now see them as a liar, right? So imagine that you and I were talking, and you said to me that, oh, I'm a football player. I'm a professional football player. And then we somehow end up among professional football players, and you can't keep up with them. That means you lied.
Correct. Okay. You cannot prove it, I cannot prove it, you are correct. But now, at this moment, you're worried about what you can do. But when you're sleeping, you are not considering what you can do, okay? Now, the suspicion of a self feeding yourself without your intervention. I don't need you to talk right now because I know that you don't have you cannot prove, or I cannot prove that there is a higher. But there is the suspicion, and you cannot deny the suspicion, the suspicious, because the suspicion is there. So just stay with that, with the suspicion.
If your knowledge of self is a suspicion, you can keep suspecting yourself all you want to.
No.
That, like I said, you're just dancing.
Suspicious. Yourself is not a suspicion, but the source self that feeds yourself, it is a suspicion.
Listen, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I really don't think you understand. Check this out. In the world, right, there is already multiple people in the world. There is me, there's Donald Trump, there's Vladimir Putin. Donald Trump is the president of the United States, and he wields more influence than me. But I can never stand in front of Donald Trump as I am inferior to him, as long as I know myself. So it doesn't matter what else there is or who else there is. You can never know that thing or know that person more than you know yourself. So your greatest power, the greatest power to a human being is to know themselves. There is no higher power than that. It doesn't matter if the universe has a self or if there's a God or if there's not a God. It doesn't matter. The first and foremost ability that makes you human within our experience is the knowledge of self. If you do not know yourself, nothing else matters. The only thing for something to matter is for you to know that it's you. Without being able to know yourself, nothing else matters. It doesn't matter who else exists. Nothing else matters to us. And guess what? We live and we die. So the window that we have to know ourselves and to be in touch with ourselves is a very small window. And that shows you how precious life is. You don't have time to waste your time in suspicions. Focus on what you can know. If you have any suspicion, I'm not saying you should not process it, but don't dwell on it.
I say you are correct. The highest knowledge to man is the knowledge of self. But the fact that is the limitation of the man, that doesn't mean that is the limitation of the self itself, the self that feeds all the selves. So
that's just fiction. Now you're going to fiction. Let's talk about what's for sure. The self that feeds all the self. That sounds like nonsense. Do you have any proof of that?
But the thing is that there is a point where the suspicion becomes a reality, and you get to know who the higher self is.
And no one has yet proven that that point exists. So you can spend your time focusing on that, or you can spend your time actually focus on what you can actually do. That's how you make progress, okay? And I'm going to give you one evidence. I'm going to give you one proof that your suggestion is literally very bad for humanity. When human beings were very... Listen.
You accept my challenge.
Listen.
Now I challenge you.
Listen.
You accept my challenge?
Listen, let me finish what I'm saying.
Right now.
Let me finish what I'm saying. When the world used to be ruled by religion, and when religious authorities used to be the most powerful in the world, human beings used to ride on the back of horses, and nobody was using their brain to be creative and to think of alternative ways of making life easy. When the Catholic Church, when Mecca, when even in Asia, Buddhism used to rule, human beings were somehow dumb, like we were dumbed down. But what happened?
I challenge you right now.
What happened when religion started losing power? Human beings started becoming in touch, not just with themselves, but the more they got in touch with themselves, the more they realized they could do. So if you want to stay in that realm of suspicion, spirituality, pondering about things that you're not sure of, and you're not sure if you can prove that they exist, or sure that you can prove that they don't exist, you're gonna remain unproductive, and you're gonna have an incomplete.
I'm gonna demonstrate to you.
Brother,
that you haven't got
brother,
right
I
now.
wasn't done talking.
I'm gonna demonstrate it, and I'm gonna challenge you that you.
I wasn't
right
done. I wasn't done talking. What did I just say?
Yeah, you went off topic.
Okay, thank you for your time. You should listen. And that's what happens when you don't know yourself. You can't pay attention. When you don't know yourself, you can't pay attention. If someone talks for more than 1 minute, you start feeling pressure on your head like they're talking too much. Your attention span is this small. If you can sit down and listen to your pastor or your religious leader talk to you for 30 minutes, you can endure me talking for 5 minutes. If you cannot handle me talking to you for 5 minutes, maybe what I'm talking is making you uncomfortable. You should ask yourself why. If what I'm saying is making you so uncomfortable, you can't pay attention for more than 1 minute. And yet you can go and sit in a church and someone can tell you a bunch of fairy tales for 30 minutes. Something's not right with you. What's up, man? Go straight to your point.
Yeah, I've been recently I've been questioning the whole idea.
Thank you so
right?
much for the gifts. Thank you so much, TM.
I've been praying for God to reveal himself, and he has not yet revealed himself. So I'm really super, like, just doubting everything, and I'm at that stage where I don't know what's happening. I'm actually very confused.
I have a few words
I've
for
done
you.
lots of prayers, and lots of fasting, and lots of dedication, lots of following God's commandments, and I don't know what's wrong. I don't know.
Let me help you out. Okay. Do you have a sufficient understanding of yourself as a human being? Nothing too crazy, just as a human being.
Well, I know who I am. I know what I like. I know what I dislike.
Okay, good. You know what you can do, right?
Yeah.
You also know the things you can't do. You don't even try to do them.
Yeah.
Okay. You know how to be sure of something, and you know how it is when you have doubts, right?
Yeah. Like
This
now.
God that you've been praying to, did you find that God on your own, or did somebody tell you about that God?
No, someone told me, but I also researched myself and read
No.
the Bible.
I mean, like, you were just walking down the street, and then some God just pulled up to you. You were not looking for it. You were just about your life, and then some God just pulled up to you and said, "Hey, I'm God." Or you were just going about your life from when you were born, and then someone came and told you, "By the way, there is a God." So it doesn't have to be anything intentional from your perspective. Exactly. You didn't go looking for it, right?
No.
And you were told about it, right?
Yeah.
And for a long time, you just believed it. You never really looked for it that much until you grew up and you started noticing certain inconsistencies. So you started asking questions, right?
Yeah, but this is where it gets confusing for me.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's go down the line, because your experience is not so different from everybody else's experience, bro, to be honest. So, like, check this out. When you started having these questions, you used the formula that those people who told you about God told you to use to look for that God, right?
Yeah, but I checked it myself. I confirmed the Old Testament and New Testament, how they match. I confirmed the prophecies. I confirmed everything. They seem to really match well. And
Okay, yeah, sure. All of that can match and still be a script written by human beings. Human beings write movies. Literal
like a
consistency across literature or literal skills is not an ability that's beyond human beings, especially when you've had 2,000 years to edit it and to change it multiple times. If you want me to just destroy the Bible for you, I'm going to tell you the original version didn't have chapters and verses. So whichever God gave them the original version, I guess he forgot to tell them to add chapters and verses. They had to add it about 800 years ago. If that's not called editing, I don't know what that's called, okay? The fact that some Bibles have a certain amount of books, some have 66 books, it's just too much confusion there, which is not necessarily a reason to not to believe it though. What I'm just saying right now is not a reason not to believe it, but it's definitely a reason to put a question mark. It's an inconsistency, inconsistent with the nature of the God that the book is claiming to promote. So, two things are possible. Either that God intentionally wants to confuse you, or whoever wrote the book wasn't an infallible being after all and made mistakes. Mistakes that are inconsistent with the type of book that it's claiming to be. And I'm saying to you that it is mistakes. Human beings cannot write a perfect document. They cannot write a document that applies to all generations. It will be obvious to anyone who knows how to read and write. The real question that I'm going to ask you though is this question. Based on your belief in God, your doubts, your journey, your enlightenment, your knowledge, your wisdom, have you considered the possibility that there could be a God, even if the religion that you were introduced to is a lie? Have you considered that possibility? That there could actually be a God, or there could be a supreme being, even if the one that you have believed in is literally a counterfeit made up by human beings, or just the product of human imagination. Have you considered that real possibility? That, okay, you know what? I believe in God. The Bible is the book I want. But is it possible that there could be a God and that God have nothing to do with the Bible? Have you ever considered that possibility?
No.
Okay. Now, if you're a person who's doubting and you really want to know, this is what I'm going to say to you. It's not about believing or not believing. It's about taking the position that is the safest regardless. And this is what I think is the safest position. Maybe it will inspire you in your journey, because I can't tell you what to do. I think it is better I reject all the gods made by human beings, because human beings have had enough time to prove their gods. And then if there is in fact a supreme being that thinks is necessary to have a relationship with me, considering that that being is the supreme one, I won't have to go looking for it. It will come looking for me. I won't have to do research. It will do research on me. It will be like a chance meeting. Right now, if the president of the United States is looking for me or wants a relationship with me, I don't have to go looking for him. America is already a system that works. I can live just fine in the American system without knowing the American president. But if the American president thinks it's necessary to have a relationship with him as a US citizen or to live in America, he has to come looking for me. That's why when you commit a crime, you don't go looking for the police comes looking for you. The one with the authority to enforce justice and to enforce the law goes looking for the one who fails. If I'm a criminal, I'm running away from the law. If I've broken the law, will I be running towards the person who's gonna punish me and lock me up? No, I'm looking for a place where that person is not. If that person thinks it's absolutely necessary, that person will come looking for me. Hence, I'm saying to you, your problem is not just the Bible. If you want to go down that route, your problem is all the prescriptions of gods prescribed by human beings. Unless you think the white man, the Jews, and the Christians are superior to every other human being. No. The stories you read in the Bible, human beings have different versions of them. And all human beings have the same level of credibility. There's no way to tell which one is right and which one is wrong. There's no way to tell which person is better than the other one. It's better to just believe. If you must believe in God, believe that God knows how to be God. Okay? You see me right here, I don't think God exists based on what I've observed in the world. I don't think that if a God exists, he's trying really hard to make me believe. Now, let's say I was to die and meet that God.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, go ahead.
What would need to happen? Okay, I know I'm at that phase of doubt, right? Because after all the prayers and everything, like he hasn't revealed himself to me, right? But I want to ask you a question. What would need to happen for you to believe, for you to change your view that there's God? Like for you to make a TikTok video and say, everyone, for years I've been making lives, but now I believe I was wrong and I believe there's a God. What would need to happen for you to do that?
God can request to be a guest on my TikTok show. Then I wouldn't even have to tell anyone. They will just see for themselves.
No. Okay, let's be slightly forgiving. We know, okay, yeah, the most obvious.
I'm being very
No,
honest with you.
I
Listen,
know.
listen to
This
me.
is what I
Listen
want
to
to
me.
clarify. I want to say, like, let's do let's. I want something else that is a bit more like believable for those that believe in God. Like, so for example, if you say tell someone if God can come down now and show himself to me just now, I'll believe it's God. Obviously, everyone knows that's a good
No,
argument, but that's a
I
bit
won't believe
more.
that it's God just because somebody appears to me. If there's no weaknesses, I won't believe that nonsense.
No,
I
like
don't.
in the whole world, like God just appears in a cloud and everybody in the world sees
Oh
it and
yeah,
is saying, "I am God."
if something appears in the sky and has greater technology than human beings, I still won't believe that it's a God. For me, being a God doesn't mean that you have more power or more capability. If that's the case, Africans should have believed that the white man was a God when he came with his gun that could spit out thunder. Just because someone is more capable than you doesn't make them a God. It would take more than just that. Okay, it would take more than just that. First of all, he
Okay,
needs to be able to.
if somebody raises the dead to life in front of your eyes, would you believe? Like,
No,
this is somebody you know is dead,
yeah.
right? You
If
know,
someone
you've confirmed.
if someone is able to resuscitate a dead person, my first thought is not gonna be, oh damn, are you God? My first thought would be like, damn, how did you do it? Show me, teach me how to do it. I don't care who you are. You could be the freaking devil. I don't care. If I see you raise a dead person, I'm just gonna ask you to teach me how to do it. And if it wasn't luck, another trick, you'll be able to teach me. It's not complicated.
Okay.
If I see you
Yeah,
have a Lambo,
that's a doubt I've
if
been
I see
having.
you and you can do something that I cannot do I care who you are? No, I only care what you can do. So give me the knowledge that you have. So check this out. This is what God needs to do in order for me to acknowledge the existence of God. Okay, God needs to meet the standard of everything I can imagine that a God will be possible to do. So in no way should God use his status to intimidate me out of asking a question. He needs to be able to ask any question that my mind can conjure up to a point where it leaves me speechless. So God will have to be able to take me through the space-time continuum, shows me all of existence from eternity to eternity. God will have to be able to give me all his capabilities, all his powers, and all his abilities so I can be equal to him at the very least, right? And then God will have to be able to demonstrate that he can practice what he preached. So pretty much for me to think that God exists, God will have to make me its equal. If that God doesn't
Okay.
if that God doesn't want to make me his equal, then it's coming to me like he wants to be my boss. Shit, if he created me, he didn't know how to program that in me the first time. I'm pretty sure that when I had bills to pay and my fellow human beings were suffering, he didn't pull up. So he's ignoring all the things that matter to me, and the only thing that matters to him is that I acknowledge him. Does he need my acknowledgement in order to exist? No. I'm pretty sure that those are consistent with the gods that human beings invent. Human beings write their egos into their gods. Like their god is a narcissist or something. Why does God need worship? Tell me why a being who needs nothing, wants nothing, is all-knowing, would want you to worship him. If that's not an ego trip, you know what worship is? Praise. To the point where millions of Christians believe that they're going to go to heaven and going to spend eternity singing songs and praising somebody. Like, does he feed on praise? Is he hungry for praise?
Oh yeah,
No.
that even me, when I read the Bible, I always didn't believe that because the Bible says the meek shall inherit the earth, not heaven. So I believe I wasn't those Christians that believe we just be praising. I believe
Listen, these questions we're only asking is because the gods that we have in the world are all human invention. No God has independently presented himself to the whole world. Listen, bro, if the sun can rise from the east and set in the west, and every human being can have that experience to where we don't argue about it, whichever God among all these human gods is claiming should have done that a long time ago. Even if they do it today, that will not be enough because they should have done it a long time ago. We already have millions of humans who have died confused. That's how I know there's no God. And I think that in the beginning of human society, when every man does his own will and there's no law and order, chances is pain and suffering increases tremendously. So in order to establish order and govern over human beings, those who were wise enough created systems that will allow them to control the people and have some semblance of order. It is within those systems that kings, queens, rulers, and gods emerged. That's why if you notice, the highest level of a narcissistic king is not being an emperor, it's literally being a god. When a human king already had everything that humanity could offer, he just declared himself a god. They are the ones who ask people to worship and to bow to them. That's why the gods take the titles, right? Jesus is what called King of Kings. Every knee will bow. Why does he need every knee to bow? He didn't know how to make every knee bow when Lucifer rebelled in heaven. What is he, a bully? I'm pretty sure that if God just minds his business and leaves human beings alone, we'll be just fine. I'm pretty sure God has no reason to put human beings at the center of his attention. Think about it, bro. Isn't it strange to you that you have this almighty supreme God that can create all types of lives, and yet all the gods you hear about, human beings are always at the center of God's attention. Like God doesn't have anything else to do. He's always there, concerned, minding human beings' business. And he's doing such a bad job at it because he can't even keep us organized. If I was a God and I created a multitude of beings across the universe, why would I be focused so much on humanity? A bunch of people who take a shit and the shit stink. They can't even wipe their ass properly. A bunch of people that you can't put them in a room for long enough before they start fighting and arguing with each other. Two things are possible. If there is a God, then he wants the world to be exactly like this, and he ain't planning to fix it anytime soon. But if the God is as prescribed by religious people, that doesn't exist. There's a very high chance that there could be something that transcends human beings in terms of technology and capability that governs over us in the same way that we govern over animals in the zoo. This is just for entertainment for such a being. And we are not necessarily at the center of its attention. In that case, it would actually be consistent with what we see in the world. When we see what happens among human beings, there's no evidence that there's some supreme being out there that gives a fuck. There's no evidence whatsoever. And if there is a supreme being, that's exactly what he does. Doesn't give a fuck. So human beings are probably responsible for making peace with one another. When you understand that, you understand that no amount of asking a God to forgive you will change the consequences of the bad actions that you take. The only ones that can hold you accountable are your fellow human beings.
Okay. So yeah, this is really. I've been depressed for like a week because I've been praying for like 5 months now. Just for all my situations, and just for me to at least for God to reveal Himself to me. And at that point,
Bro,
so
is that God mute or something? That God is that God mute? His ears don't work. Does that God not know that you want to know him before you even ask? The fact that you're having to pray more than one time is already evidence that someone has scammed you. You're praying to smoke. And I'm telling you, continue down that path and you watch yourself do it for the rest of your life. As long as you remain honest. As long as you're not one of those people who likes to pretend. If you really want a real experience with God, bro, you would look for that experience until you breathe your last breath. Or you can just get at some point and just pretend. It's very easy for most people. That's why some people go to the church and then they begin to do so many irrational things like speaking in tongues. So your God doesn't know how to communicate without being nonsensical. Listen, bro, have your peace in your heart, okay? This is where your peace is. Don't try to control things that you don't have control over. If you wanted to have a relationship with your God, all you need to do is ask one time. And then once you ask one time, go about your life. Don't sit down there and begin to build up anxiety. You know? And out of all the people who told you that they've had experiences with God, none of them can actually prove to you that it happened. They try to appeal to the emotional argument to persuade you. And I'm not saying not to believe. I'm saying even if you believe, understand that you only have so much control. Apparently, your God is not a God that takes orders from human beings. So you're not going to command him to reveal himself to you. You're not going to bribe him to reveal himself to you. Bribe him with holiness. Oh, Shedi Baba Sheke, Lord, I've been fasting for 3 days. Are you going to come? Well, shit. Fast for 3 days, you start hallucinating. Your God might just come.
Okay, thank you, Bakanga.
Bro, peace in your heart, man. Peace of mind. Please have your peace. Like, it actually touches me, bro, that you're so sincere. And I hope you find your God, bro, but try not to lose your peace of mind in the process. Your peace is that at the end of the day, you can only do what you can do and you can't do what you cannot do. You know, that's it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
I
bro.
would
Yeah,
think
I
about
hope
it.
I hope you find Jesus, but I hope you don't waste your time too. There is no God. There never has been. There never would be. All those gods out there are just man-made human imagination. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
What's up, Julius? Go straight to your point.
Hi. First of all, I want to thank you for giving me the platform to talk. It's it's fascinating how you kind of hear all these sides and angles to who God really is, right? And I think when you were talking to the other guy, I forgot his name, but when you were talking to him, all I could see in the explanation was you were actually explaining who God is, but you probably didn't realize. Because let me give. I just want to give everybody here a picture, right? So, imagine an unborn child in a mother's womb, right? Two unborn children.
Be patient worldwide. I'm gonna get to you next. Go
Okay.
ahead, bro. Bro, please
I'm
precipitate.
here. I'm
Get straight to
okay.
your point, please.
So I'm here not to I'm here not to convince you that there is a God or there is not, right? Because in the Bible, right, Saul, right, who became Paul later on, he was killing Christians just like you. I mean, he was killing. His sole purpose in life was to just annihilate people,
Just like who?
right?
Just like
Come
who?
again. I mean, just I'm getting to my point, right?
No, just like who?
Just like you.
Don't be making false accusation. No, I haven't killed anybody.
So I'll get to
Nobody
that.
is forcing you to be in my life if
I'll
you're a
get
Christian. You can go if you feel
I'll
threatened. No.
I'll get to that, but just let me finish, okay? And like I said, I'm not here to change your mind, okay? Did he just leave? Okay. So, I mean, this is what happens. You just leave. But whoever I say, I'll get to my analogy right now, right? So, picture two children, right, in their mother's womb. And then one says, oh, mother is not real, right? And then the other says, but certainly, like, mother is definitely real. I mean, we live inside her, right? She feeds us. We can see a structure. Definitely, definitely, this is mother, right? But the other one says, okay, I cannot see mother. I can't see her face. Mother does not talk, right? But then again, these same two people that are in the mother's womb, are definitely getting the same things that they get from their mother, right? Now, like I said, I am not here to dispute the fact that there is God or there's no God. I'm just saying that after all, after everything, right? When it's time to be delivered, when it's time for those two babies to be delivered, they'll certainly know, and they'll certainly know that first of all, there is life after birth, right? Because we are not here to stay. That's the basic truth. And as human as you are, or you and I are, we will never know until we have gotten to God's presence. Because listen, even in the Bible, Job, right? Who
Bro, you're
sinned
going
for
on a
how many?
tangent. You went from
Yes.
Paul to the babies in the mother
Listen,
womb and to no, listen, don't preach to me, okay? With all due
I'm
respect. So
not
check this
preaching.
out.
I'm not. Listen,
Oh,
listen.
brother, hold up.
I'm just. Hold on. Hold on.
Julius,
I'm just.
Julius,
Yes.
calm down. First of
I'm
all,
calm.
your analogies are very poor because you can't
No,
compare.
it's not poor.
So let me tell you why it's
If
poor.
you say it's poor, right,
Let
then
me tell you why it's poor.
describe to me why it's poor.
Duh, that's what I'm trying
Okay.
to do. You won't keep quiet. So listen, when a baby leaves its mother's womb, it doesn't die. It doesn't cease to exist. Neither does it lose its body and its embodiment. It's a continuous process, which is there's no cessation of anything. It's a transfer of environment that's very obvious and can be observed from both perspectives. When the child is in his mother's womb, it can definitely hear audible sounds from external to his mother's womb, and its thinking capacity is not that advanced anyway, so it's not really pondering whether there's an external world or not. That doesn't work that way. When you die, death is a complete cessation of all bodily functions. We literally can observe the body decompose, and there is nothing outside of your body that makes you but your body. Your body is the fingerprint of your existence, without which you do not exist. Once the body ceases to function as we know it, we call it death. Death, which indeed is a true end. It's not comparable to birth. So your analogy of the two children in their mother's womb, that's assuming that they have the common sense and the brains that we have. No.
Okay. Listen. So that's the thing about analogies, right? Why do you leave? This is, you see, when I give that context, right, your mind is going into the physical context of how okay, you're saying how are two babies having a conversation in the womb? No, I am giving you a direct analogy of what it is, right? What it is to be in this world and what it is to not know what is outside of this world. Because believe me, listen, believe me, you.
Bro, there's no such thing. Hold up.
Let me finish.
Don't speak as if you're the only one who is alive. There's no such thing as outside of this world. This world comprises on Earth, outer space, and everything. That's the definition of the world.
Listen, there is something outside of this world. There
is the sun, there's the planets, there's stars.
I will explain to you later. Hold on, sir. I'll explain to you. You see, in the evolution of humanity, right? We did not know, at a point in time in history, we did not know where the moon was. We did not know how the earth rotated. We did not know why the sun gave its light. We did not know how many planets we had. We did not know how far we were from these planets, right? We did not know all these things. So there are certainly things that are way beyond you, beyond your physical mind, that none of us here will ever have the power to do that. But you see, God in his own right? God in his own right knows what is good for us.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
And I'll get to that.
No, get to it right now. I've asked you the question right now.
Good.
How do you know that?
So, we as human beings, right?
How do you know that God knows what's good for us?
He knows what is good for us.
How do you know that?
How do I know? Okay, look at creation.
No, I don't want you to tell me to look at anything.
No.
Listen. Tell me how you know, not only that there is a God, but that God knows what's good for us.
That is what I am telling you right now. That when I look into the lens of nature, or I look into the lens of what this world is, certainly there is somebody who is a creative creator of everything. Let me tell you, there is nothing that formed out of nothing. That
has nothing to do with how you know that God knows what's good for us.
It has.
Give me the direct answer. How do you know that God knows what's good for us? Tell me directly how you know.
How do I know? What?
How do you know that God knows what's good for us when you don't even know if there's a God? You just believe by faith.
No, I know.
So how do you know that God knows what's good for us?
I know that God knows what's good for us because I live in the provision of his goodness. Right?
So
listen, let me finish.
What specific provision?
Let me finish.
What specific provision?
Let me finish.
What specific provision? Bro, I'm not gonna let you finish because you told me to finish. It's my show. If I ask you a question, answer. What specific provision?
Know, but you're not making me finish my point.
What specific?
It's like I'm saying something and then you, like I said,
bro, you're wasting time complaining as if it's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change. So just kindly answer my question. What specific provision?
I know nothing's gonna change, but rebutting what I'm saying this doesn't make sense. So this is what I'm saying, right?
What specific provision?
Listen. The specific provision that I know that God has given me is life, right? It is. Oh, don't worry, you can drop me. It is life. See, to be in this state.
What makes you think that? What makes you? Hold up, bro.
Listen.
Bro, listen. I don't know if you don't think this is not church. This is like an interrogation. You have to be able to answer my questions directly. That's why I keep saying going straight to your point. But you always want to drag it because you don't really know what you're talking about. You end up from point to point.
I
Give
know
me,
what I'm talking about.
okay, sure. Then if I ask you a question, give me direct answers, okay? I asked
we are
you
not having-
what specific provision. You said life, right?
The thing is, we are not having an argument.
Brother,
right?
whatever
Listen,
whatever
see, the
we're
biggest-
having, it's irrespective. Just answer my question. You said
That's
the
fine.
provision is life, right?
Listen. I know this is your show, right? And you would do
I
everything.
do not think you understand. There's other guests in line that can answer questions directly. Come on, bro. You're wasting time.
Yes, hello.
Yes, sir. Please go straight to your point.
Yes, so I actually saw your videos and I think you're very smart, man. You're very wise because you know that God doesn't exist. And I'm actually surprised because you're actually from Africa and you know that, you're wise. Because let's be honest, the people from Africa or Middle East or Asia, they're shapes, They just believe in something that doesn't exist. So I got a question. Are you actually atheist or agnostic atheist?
I don't identify with any of those labels. I choose to call myself a realist, which is the very least of what we can all be. And at the end of the day, I can tell you what I think, but I still have to deal with the reality of the world. So as long as you and I are talking about the reality of the world, that's what I am. I'm a real person. So I can only think like a real person.
Okay, so you believe that God doesn't exist at all?
No, it's not a belief. I know that God doesn't exist.
Okay.
Because there's nothing in this world
So
that meets the criteria of God that actually exists.
Yeah,
God
so
is simply an idea.
So differences between me and you is actually that you state that God doesn't exist, and I say I don't know that. Do you
Yeah, it's
understand?
okay.
So
It's okay not to know. And the only reason why you don't know is probably because you're confused.
no, it's because there is no evidence for it.
Yeah,
I cannot prove that God doesn't exist, and I can also not prove that God does exist.
Yeah, in order for you to prove that God doesn't exist, you have to know what God is and how human beings came about even talking about God in the first place. If you know those things, you'll be able to know that God doesn't exist. Just like Santa Claus. You know that Santa Claus doesn't exist, right?
Yeah.
Why do you know that? How do you know that Santa Claus doesn't exist?
Yeah, but this is different.
No, it's not. It's not so much different. Just I'll show you how the same way that you know that Santa Claus doesn't exist it also applies to God. God is just a character, just like Santa Claus. You see, though every Christmas we make music, we make songs about Santa Claus, people do that with God. They just do it every day, every Sunday. It's the same exact thing. It's role playing. You know,
you know that it's made up, but God, you don't know that. Maybe.
Oh no, we know that God's made up too.
How you know that?
Because it's literally made up by human beings. The books that they wrote. It's not like someone came out of the sky and told us that he was God.
Maybe,
you know,
don't know
the difference is that the place where you're confused is because religious people don't acknowledge that they made it up, but we can observe and see how they made it up. We can see how they made it up. And not only did they make it up, they make many of it. There is so many gods in the world. It's almost as though the human brain is a god manufacturing factory.
Yeah, I agree with you,
Yeah, that's how we know human beings make up gods. The same way we make up fictional characters, the same way we make up Superman.
Yeah, the differences between me and you is that you taking too much risk, like I'm more slow than,
Oh no, I'm not taking any risk. What risk do you think I'm taking?
The risk that you are stating that God doesn't exist. Maybe it does exist, maybe.
Even if God exists, there's no risk that I'm taking. Even if God exists, there's nothing that I'm doing wrong. Do you think God is a narcissist if he exists?
No, I'm not saying you say it wrong, but it's like you're stating something that maybe is not true,
No, I mean, what about maybe is not true?
What if there is a 1% chance that God does exist?
There's no. I know that there's a 0% chance that God exists, and I can prove it.
How can you prove it, bro?
The fact that human beings make gods, and I can make my own god. I can make my own god and get my own followers. Then you would be confused.
Well, listen, the problem is that maybe one of those gods are true, but we don't know that.
So maybe
Maybe.
one of the Marvel characters is true. Maybe Spider-Man is true. Maybe the Hulk is true. Maybe Iron Man is true. If
Yeah,
you
so
live like that,
mathematically, bro.
if you live
Have
like
you
that, that's literally called being confused, bro. You're confused. So
yeah, but listen,
you have to think about how I define myself. I define myself as a realist. That means it's already a standard by which we determine that things are real, right? If anything
if
you
you
tell me doesn't meet that standard, that is the equivalent of not existing.
no, it doesn't work like that, bro. Look, if you done mathematics, you know, if you work with the statistic and stuff, you know, there is always a possibility that something, you know, can happen or does exist.
Not when
So
it's a
yeah,
contradiction. That's why in mathematics there's also something called it doesn't exist, undefined. What is 0 divided by 1?
zero, yeah, but that's different.
Bro,
I'm
what
not
is
talking about
0
that
divided by 1?
possibility.
You said mathematics. Bro, in mathematics
Yeah,
there's things that don't exist. You literally do it. What's 1 divided by 0?
now statistically proven is there is always a chance that something exists, you know.
Oh, hold up.
Maybe close to zero, you know. It's very close to
No,
zero, bro.
hold up,
So
hold up. Let me do this experiment. I'm curious too. Bro, where did meta go? Well, I'm gonna do this experiment.
yo,
Alright, check this out. Hey meta, what is 1 divided by 0?
1 divided by 0 is undefined in mathematics. It's not a number and doesn't follow standard arithmetic rules. Think of it like asking for a direction on a map where there is no path.
So are you saying that the answer is it doesn't exist?
That's correct. 1 divided by 0 is undefined in mathematics, meaning it doesn't exist as a numerical value. It's a mathematical impossibility, not a number that can be calculated or represented.
Is there any number that represents the idea of absolute?
There's no single number that represents absolute nothingness or the absence of quantity. However, 0 is often used to represent the concept of nothingness or the absence of value in mathematics.
So what's the difference
yes,
between
exactly.
0 and something being undefined?
Great question. 0 represents the absence of value, while undefined means a value can't be determined. Think of 0 like an empty box, and undefined like a box that can't be opened. In math,
Yeah, exactly. You got
0
your
is a
answer,
number,
bro.
but undefined is not.
So if I'm looking at something that has an undefined possibility, how will you elaborate on that?
When a possibility is undefined, it means it can't be measured or calculated. It's like trying to define a color that doesn't exist. I'd say it's unpredictable, unmeasurable, or lacks a clear outcome.
Despite all of that, is there still a possibility it could exist?
The concept of undefined doesn't exist in reality, but rather in mathematics and language. Reality is governed by physical laws, and possibilities are determined by these laws. So, in reality, something can't be undefined, but its behavior might be unpredictable or unmeasurable.
I don't know if you really learned anything from that, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The idea of God,
No, bro,
like
you
you
don't
said,
understand it
mathematics.
correctly, bro. You don't understand it correctly. Let me explain. Look, 0, it means if let's say, for example, you have a box. Inside the box is nothing. You know that there is nothing. That's 0. Do you understand? Yo,
Didn't you hear that there is no such thing as absolute nothing in reality?
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm saying to you is not just that God is absolute nothing. God doesn't actually exist. The way religious people define God, there is no being in reality that has omni properties. An omni being, the idea of an omni being is a fictitious idea. That's what I'm saying to you. The way our reality works, everything has an opposite. Everything is checked and balanced, even at the level of energy. If you have positive energy, you're going to have negative energy. If you how, for example, how do Christians define God? They define God as this almighty, supreme, all good being, right? That means that there has to be an almighty, supreme, all bad being. So how can you have a God when there's at least two? If there is a being who is a creator, there has to be another one who is a destroyer, and they have equal strength. They can't defeat each other.
The devil.
The devil is the devil equal to God?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Bro, that's called being confused. you understand what I'm saying, right? So your skepticism is good. Listen, at least you know that you're skeptical and you're willing to say you don't know. But that's not a safe place to be. That's not a safe place to be. No. The safest place to be is to analyze the data and come to a position of understanding. Your confusion is emotionally motivated. That's why you told me that I'm taking a risk. No, there are some subjects that you can be wrong about and there's no risk involved. Even if I'm wrong about the existence of God, there's still no risk involved. Unless what you are thinking is God is full of somebody's ego and narcissism, right? Like if God exists and God doesn't go out of his way to come and knock on my door and tell me that he exists himself, why should I be confused about a bunch of shit that human beings made up? You're not confused about Superman or Son Goku or Thor or the Hulk. Human beings have invented stories since human beings existed. We make up stories about things we don't know. When we don't know something, we just make up a story to fill in the gap.
No, what I'm trying to say, bro, is like, look, I believe that there is no God. I believe that there is something, but it's not God, you know. It's not God that the human being made it. Maybe there is some creator. But I mean, what I'm trying to say is that there's
the only creator that there is, as far as you're concerned, is your father and your mother. Nothing more, nothing less. You owe your entire existence only to your father and your mother directly.
So you say the whole universe is just made up by himself?
The idea of the universe is just an idea anyways. It doesn't have anything to do with you being here. You are here because of your father and your mother. The universe could exist, your father and your mother could exist, and you still wouldn't be here. Everything in this world can exist except you. So what is the one thing that made you exist? Your father and your mother. Nothing more, nothing less.
Okay, but who created my father and mother?
Their father and their mother. And then you're going to keep going back. Okay, exactly.
Go far. Go far as much as you can. Who created us? Who created the...
Listen. If you go back as far as you can, you're going to reach a point where there is no creator. You're going to reach zero. If you count from 1 billion...
You know that, bro? Look, right now
you're mathematically, how you know that? Mathematically, right? If you start counting from 1 billion, you're going to end up at zero. If you start counting backwards...
you're going to go negative, bro. You can go even deeper.
And negative is what doesn't exist.
It does exist. Negative, it does exist.
Oh, hold on. Let me help you.
-1, -2.
No. Listen. Zero is what's not there and has never been there and will never be there. That's what zero represents in terms of ideology. If you take the numbers, if you take the way we represent numbers and you put it into a verbal form, that's what I'm telling you right now. Zero represent what's not there. It has never been there. It would never be there. That's why zero doesn't carry a positive or a negative charge. There's no +0 or -0. No, it's just zero. Now, when you go -1, -1 represents what was there, but it's no more there. It's no longer there. +1 represents what is there, or what could be there, or what will be there. That's how it works. So you start from a point where there is absolutely nothing that has ever been or that will ever be. And then we transition ideologically, because there's no direct transition from 0 to 1. Because you can go from, in fact, the distance between 0 and 1 is infinity. That's why we human beings, we conceptually assume. We don't have a direct line from how you go from, listen bro, we don't have a direct line from how you go from nothing to something. That's why you go 0.00000000000 infinity before you get to 1. And you can count till infinity. You can do 1.000000000 infinity before you get to 2. So the way we represent numbers is more about how our brain works, and the limitations of how our brain works is also reflected in how we structure the numbers. Negative numbers do not exist literally. They only exist conceptually to help us conceptualize what's normal. Like yesterday doesn't exist anymore, but it was here. And when yesterday was here, it carried a positive charge. It was present. Tomorrow is not yet here.
Okay, let me ask you a question. You say minus negative numbers doesn't exist, right? You're saying that negative numbers.
Negative numbers represent what used to be, but it's no more.
So it doesn't exist. So
something which is represented by a negative number doesn't exist. You're correct.
Okay, so can you divide a negative number by a positive number? Yes or not? Or negative number?
If you divide a negative number by a positive number, what do you get? A negative number.
Exactly, exactly. So
okay,
how can divide something that doesn't exist? Zero.
Yes,
zero doesn't exist,
because mathematically, because it's a simulation, you can compute even things that never have existed. That's how fiction works. Listen, bro, my brain can imagine something which doesn't exist. True or false?
Yeah, imagination. Yeah.
Exactly. So in numbers, we can do that too. There's even something called imaginary numbers in mathematics. It helps us. It's a tool. Just like movies entertain us, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to step out of the...
At that point of view, bro, look, if you look at that point of view, all of numbers doesn't exist. All
yes,
of
numbers don't exist literally. That's why you will never walk out in the world and see the number 2 by itself. It's just a concept.
Yeah.
Yes, numbers don't really exist. Numbers don't exist literally. Like the number 1
they physically doesn't exist, but they
exactly
exist numbers. Yeah, but the numbers itself does exist. It like,
no, the number itself is the number in of itself is just a concept. So it exists not independently, but dependently on the human being's need to conceptualize. So it's just a concept. So a number, listen, the only reason why numbers are useful is because it's not just for entertainment, and there are patterns in it that we can use. We can use it. Superman, we can use Superman, but we can't use it for anything other than entertainment. Everything that we can imagine has a use. It's just that some uses are important and some uses we can do without.
Yeah.
Once you understand that, then you can know the difference between things that exist and things that don't exist. Like I said, you probably just don't know what God is, and you haven't properly looked into the depths of the definition and how human beings represent their gods. All gods are in the image of the human beings who invent them.
No,
listen, let me tell you something. You're the type of person that if I come to you and I told you that, man, I had a dream that you had a car accident, then you won't be able to drive anymore. You'll be paranoid. Because you're gonna tell yourself, well, what if he's right? There is a 1% possibility that he's right. If I came and told you that I had a dream where
there is a possibility. There is a possibility that maybe you're right. There might be close to 0. It's really low, but there might be.
Bro,
right now.
You're not getting it.
No, look, there is a possibility right now.
Bro, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I had a dream that you were pregnant.
There is a possibility. Literally. Statistically, bro. Statistically, there is a possibility, but it's close to 0. It's very low, you know? It's very low, bro. Look. Wait a second. Yo. Let me show you something, yeah?
You're saying to me there's a possibility you could be pregnant right now as we speak?
You see this? But this side, bro. Wait. Do you see this? Do you see my screen, bro?
I see your screen.
Okay, this is the statistic, yeah, we use in mathematics. Look, if you go this way, there is a possibility, but it's close to zero, you know? It's going to be very low. And this way is also, there is possibility, but it's close to zero. So statistically proven, there is always a possibility that right now, for example, let's say that there is God, you know, or the
No,
whole
no,
world
no,
may
that's
be
not what I
collapsed.
said. That's the no, it's not. Is there a possibility that you could be pregnant right now?
There is there might be there is a possibility, but it's close to zero. It's very low. The
Brother,
chance is very, very
is
low.
there, I don't care whether it is close to your grandmother or your grandfather.
No, this is not
listen, it is a simple yes or no. Even if it's 0.0001, that you give me yes or no. Is there a possibility right now that you could be pregnant?
No, not right now. Not right now. This is for the future. This is for the future. This
Bro,
is
you're
for
not
right
you're not
now.
listening. You're not listening. You're not listening. What are you saying, that there's a possibility that God could exist in the future, or that God exists right now?
No, this is for something that we don't know.
Brother, is there a possibility that God exists right now?
Bro, we don't know that. This is for what we know.
Brother, is there a possibility that God exists right now?
There is some possibility, yeah. Because we don't know that. We don't know
Brother,
if the
brother,
God exists or not.
is
We don't
there a
have any evidence.
possibility that God exists right now? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Okay, right now, right?
Right now, yeah.
Is there a possibility that you could be pregnant right now?
No.
Why not?
Because I see myself, I have an evidence, and I know that I'm not pregnant, so that is the evidence. But
hold up. Do we see the world right now?
The God?
No, the world.
Yeah.
Do we see a God anywhere?
No.
That's what I mean, that God doesn't exist. Use your brain.
Okay, but how you know that? How you know that? You don't see it, it doesn't mean that it doesn't
Because
exist.
we see the,
Do you see the
okay,
air?
yeah, I don't see that
you
you're
see the
pregnant.
air?
It doesn't mean that you're not
No,
pregnant.
let
I
me
don't
ask
see
you
that
the
you're
question.
Listen, bro. Do
No,
any of us see you right now? Maybe you are pregnant.
Let me ask you the question. Do you see the air? Do you see the oxygen? Do
Yes. Yes.
Do you see it?
Yes.
So you see the oxygen right now.
Bro.
How do you see that? You cannot see the oxygen.
Bro, listen to me. Air is transparent. You know what transparent means?
Bro, come on, answer the question, bro. Do you see the oxygen?
Yes, I already said yes.
No, you don't see that.
You don't see. Maybe you're blind. But if you keep quiet, I'm going to tell you what context in which I'm seeing air. Do you know that air is transparent? Do you know what transparent means?
Yeah.
What does transparent mean?
Bro, it can form different forms.
Bro, what does transparent mean?
I don't know. Explain.
It means you can see through it like a glass. When you look through a glass, do you see the glass?
Yeah.
Do you see what's on the other side of glass?
Yeah.
When you're swimming in the water and you open your eyes, can you still see the water?
Yeah.
But the water is transparent, right?
Yeah.
The same thing is true about air.
No. Air is different, bro. I don't see the air. I see through the glass. I see the glass, right? And I see the water, but I don't see the air. I don't see oxygen. I don't see the molecules.
When you are in the water, what are you seeing?
I see the water.
How do you see the water?
Because the molecules, if the light is gonna shine on the water, and then you see the water, right? The molecules. They're gonna reflect, you know, have reflections.
Bro,
oxygen doesn't have
do you
reflection.
not know that if there was no air, you wouldn't be able to see even if the sun is shining? That's why there's no light in space. Use your freaking brain. Everything you see around you is air because the light is reflecting. Listen.
Bro, when
the light, bro, stop. Just listen. When the light leaves the sun and is traveling to the earth, can you see it in space?
No, you cannot see the space.
Why? Because they claim that space is a vacuum, right?
No, because the light is not reflecting. There is not something that is reflecting the light, you know.
Okay, so when there's nothing reflecting the light, so you can't see anything, right? Even though the light is still traveling.
Yeah, exactly.
So the only way that you see light is if there's something reflecting it, right?
Yes.
The fact that you can see me right now is because the air between your face and the screen is reflecting the light that's shining in your room. Use your brain.
No. There is some light in space. In the space, we don't have oxygen. We don't have oxygen. But if you looked at the
Bro, stop playing linguistic gymnastics. The point is, when light is traveling, stop talking and listen. When light is traveling through a medium, you can see that medium as long as light can be reflected by that medium. Water is a medium. Air is a medium. They're both fluids. When we say that we cannot see air, it's in the sense of tangibility, in the sense of dimensionality. Because air is really just a substance that fills and expands. The light you are seeing is actually the reflection of the air that's in the environment. If there was no air, it would be pitch black, even if the sun is shining. Use your brain.
Wait, let me show you. Look, how do you see the ISS, bro? How do you see it? Look, right now, the ISS is in space, and you still see it.
The ISS is in the upper atmosphere, bro. Use your damn brain.
No, it's in space, bro. There is no oxygen. They don't have oxygen.
Bro, there's no oxygen on freaking mountains.
There is oxygen, but it's less.
Bro, what does that have to do with air?
If there is no oxygen, you say if there is no oxygen, you cannot see objects because the light is.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said air.
Yeah, but what is air?
You don't know what air is.
Oxygen, CO2, and then other stuff, you know.
Bro, thank you for your time, bro. I know what your problem is now. You don't really study. Thank you for your time.
Bro, what do you mean, bro? I study physics, I study chemistry, I study...
And you don't know that you can see air by the definition of light being able to reflect through something? Literally, that's the only difference. The only difference between space, we have an atmosphere, exactly. The atmosphere contains a substance in it that's reflective. That's why we see the light. At least that's what they told you. There's other guests in line. Nobody is disrespecting God. The only thing we're disrespecting is the imagination that's in the back of your head that you made up, that you think that everyone must validate. No. If you believe in God, good for you. But we can think that you made that shit up, which you did. That's what we're telling you. You made it up. Your right to imagine a God doesn't mean that we have to be freaking gullible. No, you can imagine anything you want in your head. What's up, Natalia?
Hello.
What's up?
First of all, God bless you all. Why do you not believe in God?
Because I don't believe in things that don't exist.
But why do you believe he doesn't exist?
That's not a belief. I know he doesn't exist. The same way I know I'm not a woman.
Then tell me how we are alive right now.
Your father and your mother fucked. That's how you're alive right now. That's the only thing that needed to happen for you to exist. Everything else could have existed, but if your father and your mother, if my father and my mother, if they didn't fuck, we wouldn't be here.
And how did your parents exist?
The same thing is true about their parents. Somebody was fucking. That's how human beings keep multiplying.
But how? How did the humans even exist?
Go to school and study. Go to school. Go to school, study biology and evolution.
They can't just fall from the sky or just be there.
I mean, why can't they hold up? Why can't they just fall from the sky? That's not strange. You already believe in a God who fell from the sky. Why can't you believe that human beings just fell from the sky? You're the one who likes believing in things just being there, eternal. Maybe human beings are eternal. That's why you need to go to school and study evolution. Go to school and study.
But it doesn't make sense that we just fell from the sky.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense that there's a sky daddy in the sky just because a bunch of people imagined it 2,000 years ago. That doesn't make sense either. That's why you got to go based on what is obvious, what is evident, what is testable. The same reason why it doesn't make
God-
sense to you. Listen, just because you don't know where human beings came from, it doesn't mean it came from something that you imagine in your head. It simply means you need to go and study, do research. It doesn't mean you just make a random claim to fill in the gap for your ignorance. No. Go to school. Study.
Can I tell you a story? So God created the sun and the moon and everything, and then he created the humans. And then after a while Jesus was born as a human being. And then he died for us on the cross, and then he raised from the dead, and then he got into this heaven, and then he watches us from there, and he loves us.
Who told you that?
The Bible.
They're lying to you.
The Bible is a book that was made over thousands of years.
That's a
from
lie.
people, and God spoke through them, and they wrote down what he spoke.
That's a lie.
Why is it a lie?
Because God did not speak to anyone, and people simply wrote what they imagined and told you that God told them to do it.
God can speak through us through dreams, or
No.
through angels.
Nobody speaks to you in dreams. What you're experiencing during your dreams is just the chemical impulses in your brain fed by your emotions and your previous experiences. It's not a mystery.
Do you believe that Satan exists?
Satan exists in the same place where Santa Claus exists. In your imagination.
Satan does exist. Demons do exist.
Yeah,
They're
in your
fallen
imagination.
angels. They're fallen angels, and some people are possessed from them.
Yeah, the favorite angel in your favorite fairy tale. I'm pretty sure your book that you call the Bible is so primitive. When people were actually sick with viruses and bacteria, those people thought it was demons. Just go and get some antiviral drugs or get some antibiotics. Okay? If someone has a demon,
I
just
don't
give them an
take drugs.
antibiotic. No, I mean like medicine.
take drugs.
Like Tylenol. Anyways, how old are you?
I'm 18.
You're pretty young. What I would say to you is, you have a long life in front of you. I think I've spoken to you before, have I not?
No.
You sound familiar. Anyways, check this out. Believe what you want to believe and do what you want to do. If you want to lie to yourself, lie to yourself. If it makes you feel good, so be it. It's none of my business. But I'm simply telling you the state of the world as it is. I don't have to imagine what I'm telling you. You can imagine what you want. There's no devil that I'm scared of, and there's no God that I'm looking forward to. I live my life, I make my choices, and I deal with the consequences. I know that anything good or bad that happens to me is a consequence of the choices I made. I don't need to blame a devil, and I don't need to thank a God. And you know what that means? That means I always take responsibility. So you can keep giving God credit for the good things that happen in your life, and you can keep blaming the devil. And you're going to live your life, and your day will come like the millions of other people who are just like you. That's just how it is. Some people in this world just never are going to figure it out. They're never just going to figure it out. They're never going to figure it out. Look at me, I can't even speak English. You, hopefully you're going to be one of those who figure it out. Because no matter what you believe, the day comes when you breathe your last breath. Same as me.
All right.
You don't get no benefit by believing. There is nothing about that belief in God that makes you any more special than any other human being. And that's the sad thing about it. It's supposed to make you special.
I'm not saying that I'm more special than others because I believe in God. I respect that you don't believe in him, but I hope that you find him one day, and
don't hope. You're hoping for no reason, because I'm not gonna find him, because nobody has ever found him. Even people who have lived longer than me haven't found him. And you haven't found him either. You're just lying. And you think I'm stupid enough to not know you're lying. You're lying. You don't know God. You read a fairy tale book and you're not smart enough to know that it's a fairy tale. But I don't blame you again. You might have just been indoctrinated. It's not your fault. You see what I'm saying? I don't blame you. I don't blame you. You're born into the system.
Can you respect at least that people believe in God?
Yeah, but the need for me to respect your belief doesn't take away my right to say what I think. And what I'm saying is, regardless of the respect that I have for your belief, you've been scammed. So yeah, you believe what you want, and I'm going to say what I want. You've been scammed. It's not there. You imagine it for emotional reasons. Like I said, you can do what you want. That's just how the world is. You know, it doesn't make you better than me. It doesn't make me better than you. If you like Superman and I like Thor, it doesn't make us better than each other. Ultimately, if you're sick and I'm a doctor, I'm going to help you. I can only hope that you will help me too. But I don't think that your belief in God makes you special in any way. You don't have superpowers. When you got problems and you talk to yourself, you're not praying to God. We know that. Now, you can pretend like you are. Good for you. But we know you're talking to yourself when you pray. And I know you've never met God. Thomas.
God bless you, and please save your soul. Bye.
Thank you. Donald Trump bless you too. And vote when you're old enough to vote. Okay? Vote in the next election. Okay? Make sure you vote. And remember, make America great again.
Bye.
All right. The Bible says in the book of James chapter 1 verse, I'm just going to leave you right there. You know who you is. What's up, man? Mr. Philip Winston.
What's going on, buddy?
What you got for me?
I'm about to take it down, man, but I'm just here listening to you. You're right on point, my friend. Listen, I did this for 51 years, man. Been a Christian for 51 years, and I've done with that bullshit a long time ago, buddy.
Good for you, bro.
I listen to a lot of live, but out of all the live that I've listened to, you're right on point, my friend, and I like the way you're handling it.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
100%, my friend. 51 years experience, man. I know exactly what you're saying, buddy.
Hopefully some people can learn, but hopefully some people can learn from your experience, because I always think about it this way. A religious belief is an investment of brain power, time, and attention that some people, even when they begin to have doubts and they realize it's bullshit, they've already invested so much time in it that they just keep going until they finally can't take it like you. And you're like, you know what? It is what it is. I don't care how long I spend in it. It is bullshit. I don't need to live in fear of a god or demons. I don't need to look forward to no heaven or hell. I'm gonna focus on the moment, take it one day at a time, and whatever happens, I can deal with it. That's really what life is,
Everything that you're saying, I said the same thing, the same exact way every freaking day, buddy.
I know it.
I'm not scared of the God, and I'm not thanking him, and I'm not blaming the devil for shit. I take my own responsibility.
I mean, if you're gonna thank a God, which one are you gonna thank? You're gonna thank the Muslim one, the Christian one. At the end of the day, even if there is a God, the chances is the one you believe in is the wrong one. So even if you believe in God, you're still living with anxiety.
Why would I listen? If I'm messed up, he's messed up because he made me in his own image and to his own likeness. So I'm just like him and he's just like me. If there's such a thing.
Well, maybe the God that you worshiping or Christians believe in is just like us, because guess what? A human being wrote that shit. And they wrote their human tendencies into it.
But remember, after they said he made us, what happened after that? You regret. And if you make something and you regret making it, that means you make a mistake.
Yep.
I'm not with that shit, man. I'm not with that shit, buddy.
The only thing I can tell you, bro, is listen, despite our position, let us remember to be kind to religious people, okay?
That's correct. Yeah.
We should always be kind to them. Like, outside of the capacity of religion, belief, or disbelief, let's not treat them any type of funny way when we're out in the real world.
No.
In these conversations, we have to stand our ground, have our positions, have our opinions, bring the facts. But what we're really trying to tell them is, we're all human. And the mistakes we make is because of our humanity. Mm-hmm. And there are some things that we will not learn if we don't make those mistakes. That's why we don't hate the mistakes. Neither do we like them. It is just what it is, If you begin to focus too much on the mistakes, then you're going to have to imagine a devil who's going to torment people who make those mistakes, forgetting that you yourself, you make those mistakes. You know? And some people are so tired of life. They're so tired of life that they just want their dada and their mama. You know, when you were a baby and you needed something, you just cried. And your dad brought it to you. Your mom brought it to you. But as you grow up, you realize, oh shit, I gotta work. And when you work and you can't get what you want, what do? You go back to those childlike tendencies. That's why they imagine a father who is in heaven. The one thing I find strange about Christianity is, how did you guys manage to imagine a father without a mother? What happened to your mother who is in heaven? I hope that your father who is in heaven is not a wife beater. Or are they divorced? Is there a chance that the devil is God's wife and they're divorced? Is there a chance? Thank you for your time, my brother. Have a good night, okay?
Not a problem, my friend.
I can imagine your God right now in heaven wearing a tank top. Oh, shit. I can imagine God wearing a tank top, using the Holy Spirit as a belt. Oh, man. That's why God don't want to come back, because he knows if he comes back, human beings will put him in jail for domestic abuse. Or should I call it galactic abuse? Is your God a galactic abuser?
Yo.
Damn. That was, tell me you were born yesterday without telling me you were born yesterday. God damn. Yo. Bro didn't even try. Oh, bro didn't even try to make a deep voice. Oh, hell no, bro. I'm sorry, bro. You're too young.
All right, so basically, right, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, exactly. I want you to tell me exactly, how did the Big Bang start then? Because, like, what was there before the Big Bang? That's the thing about we want to know.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Exactly. How are you going to say something that's not real? Exactly. How are you going to say God is not real?
Because God's not real.
Exactly. Prove it to me. I want to know exactly. Prove it to me.
All you have to do is know the meaning of the word real. Do you know what real means?
Yeah. No. Here's the thing. What's funny is, right, search up Who's the Way on Google. Just search up Who's the Way. That's all I just want you. It's Safari or Google, one of them two.
What does that have to do with you knowing the meaning of the word real? Do you know what the word real?
Search it up. Just search it up.
Do you know what the word real means? That's the question I asked you.
Yes, it's a reality of state, matter, and existence.
What does reality mean? Let me just put it that way. What does reality mean?
Hold on. You know, how about you explain it then?
What does reality mean?
How about this? You just explain it. Just tell me then.
No, I can't just explain it because you're claiming that God is real and I'm saying that it's not. And I suspect that the reason why you think God's real is because you don't know what reality is.
Can you explain what reality is if you're going to say it?
Of course.
Don't forget something. You brought up reality, so can you explain what reality is?
If I wanted to say what reality meant,
definition of reality.
I will define reality as soon as I confirm that you know.
Define it right now.
No, you answer first because I asked you the question first.
Exactly. Look at you, bro. How you a 30-year-old and don't know what you're talking about?
Bro, I asked you the question. You tell me either you know it or you don't know it.
Take off the cap.
Do you know what reality is? Stop deflecting and strong manning.
Can you explain it?
Do you know? I will explain it once I confirm that you either know or you don't know.
Do you want me to speak your language? Can you explain it?
Listen, take that low dumbass IQ shit out of here, okay? Confirm to me that you either know or you don't know. When you tell me that you don't know, I will define it. That's pretty much how the conversation goes. I don't know what you're thinking in your head. If this is the best you can do as a religious person, you might have to go back and reread your Bible or read the damn dictionary. Do you know what reality is? The answer is yes, I know, or no, I don't. If it's no, you don't, then I'm going to tell you what it is. Can your brain not follow? So one more chance, because I don't believe in kicking people away. Turn on your mic and tell us what reality is. If you do not know, make it straightforwardly clear that you don't know. Then I will tell it. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. You don't, I drop you and go to the next human being.
All right. So
do you or do you not know what reality is?
No, I don't think clearly. That's what I'm asking you.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you what reality is, okay? Not only will I tell you what reality is, but I am very certain that it is due to your lack of knowledge of what reality is that you think that God is real. Reality is defined as the state of the world as it is, rather than conceptual, notional, or idealistic. So human beings, we have the ability to observe the world before analysis. Reality is what the world is before we begin to analyze it with our subjective ways of looking at things and our biases. When one or two people observe, we can describe them using common language as it is. That's what reality is. Reality is not what I think about who committed the crime. Reality is what the facts say, regardless of what I think. When we observe the world, we do not see any gods beyond our ideals, our ideas, and our conceptualizations. What we do see is the world. We don't see anybody creating. We don't see anybody destroying. We simply see the world as it is, in chaos, set in patterns. That's what we see. That's the world as it is. We don't see any being independent of human conceptualization, identifying itself as God or demonstrating capabilities consistent with what human beings have defined God to be. God's not real any more than Superman, Santa Claus. You can believe it if you want to. You're wrong.
All right, so basically then from there, who created the Big Bang? Because there's nothing that can just randomly happen. Then the Big Bang happens and then it creates the universe. I exactly want to know. Explain to me in the most scientifically or hypothetical way and in action, real time meaning that how was the Big Bang created?
First of all, I don't know why your brain went there, but I don't know of any scientist that ever claimed that the Big Bang was created. So in terms of the Big Bang, we're not talking about creation. But considering that you are a religious person and your brain is inundated and full of religious lingo, I would like to think what you're asking me is, how did the Big Bang come about? Or what happened prior to the Big Bang? Is that what you're asking?
Exactly, that's what I'm stating.
We don't fucking know. We're still studying. You don't keep up with modern science? Damn, bro.
Exactly. That's the whole point here.
Yeah, that's the whole point. We're still studying.
Yeah, you're not hearing me out. Right? So basically, right? If the Big Bang was generally created, who was before the Big Bang? That's the thing I want to know.
Whoever mentioned who in association with the Big Bang? What data? What proof? What study?
That's the thing. I'm trying to prove that God's real.
Bro, you're trying to prove it and you're using the wrong lingo. I've told you, bro. In terms of the Big Bang and natural forces, there are no who's involved. We don't observe any intentionality behind how natural things come to be. That's why we literally call it natural selection. We call it nature because we don't see any entity taking credit for anything natural. If we were to observe that happening, or we look up in space, we see some giant motherfucker making planets come into existence, we'll simply say that that's what it is. We don't observe that. To now conclude that because human beings don't know how to do shit without making it, it means that shit can't be without someone making it. Well, that's how your brain thinks. You don't know how to analyze things as they are. You don't know how to take data and simply analyze the data for what the data is without putting your own biases in it. In fact, I'm pretty sure you don't even know how to read the Bible. I'm pretty sure you had already believed that the Bible was the word of God before you read it. So when you read it and you saw evidence that it wasn't the word of God, it didn't do you no good. You should never go into analyzing something when you really want to know the truth with your preconceived notions. You should be open to all possibilities. If there is anything beyond the Big Bang that has anything to do with a being, when we get that data, we would know. As of right now, we are still theorizing, studying. And guess what? The evidence we have doesn't point towards anybody or any intentionality. If the day comes when it does, then guess what? All of us who say there is no God, first of all, those of us who say there's no God, we're not going to be wrong, because whatever it's going to be, it's not going to be a God. Human beings invented gods, right? There can still be non-terrestrial. It's just going to be extraterrestrial. I think we have a word for it. It's called alien. It's just going to be a fucking alien. If we find anything that is not from planet Earth that can think, that's a fucking alien, bro. You can give it whatever title you want to. You can call it baby Jesus, or you can call it Father God. It's a fucking alien. We already have a word for it in 2025. We don't have to address it like people in Jerusalem who didn't have toilet tissue. I wonder what people in Jerusalem would have called toilet tissue. Holy Ghost cleaner? Spiritual cleaner? Who knows? But I hope you get my point.
All right, you have a good day.
You too, bro. Have a blessed one.
All right, for sure. You too.
It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. Listen, if a crime occurs, if a crime happens, and we all would think that someone committed a crime. I would think it's person A, you would think it's person B. But we're never really going to know until we start investigating. No matter how much I believe by faith that it is person A who committed the crime, person A did not commit that crime until we find the evidence that proves that person A committed the crime. That is why in our society it is innocent until proven guilty. It is the fact that you are not fully grown. Your brain has not fully developed. Something impeded the development of your brain that makes you still want your father and your mother. You still want dada and mama. That's why you have imagined a dada who is in heaven and you forgot the mama who is in heaven. Think about it. The sad thing is believing or not believing in God doesn't change the fact that you got to go to freaking work. Not only do you have to go to freaking work, but the people who don't believe in God have to go to work.
Yo.
How old are you?
19, brother.
All right, what you got?
You say there is no God, right? Do you believe that everything has a creation?
I don't believe anything.
But you believe there is no God?
No, I don't believe that there's no God.
That's what your life says, bro.
Does my life say I believe there's no God, or does my life simply say there is no God?
It says there is no God, so that's what you believe.
And who told you that it's a belief? Do you know the difference between a belief and the truth?
I don't think it's the truth.
You can think whatever you want to think in your head. If there is a God, where is that God at? Where? What experiment did you conduct?
Bro, everything has a creator, bro. Everything in this world has a creator.
Do you know everything? Do you know everything that's in the world? Or are you assuming that everything has a creator?
I don't know everything that's in the world, but
okay,
I know
so
that everything has a creator, bro.
No, not everything has a creator. That's the point. You want to know? You want to know why everything does not have a creator based on your own statement?
Please tell me.
Who created the creator? That means the creator also has a creator based on your logic, because you said everything has a creator. Then how can you then think about it? Right? If everything has a creator, everyone has a creator, then the creator also has a creator, then it's no longer the creator because he came from somewhere. By that logic, you might as well just be satisfied with the fact that your father and your mother are your creator. Because someone would then ask you, where did your father and mother come from? You'd be like, well, they came from their parents. Where did their parents come from? They came from their parents. So guess what? Whatever creator you believe in came from his parent. You're going to keep going, mumbo jumbo, mumbo jumbo. That's why you don't think, if the facts don't suggest that there is a creator, don't assume that. Study it for what it is. There are autonomously functioning things in the universe, in existence. That is why things that are created, we call them artificial. Artificial intelligence. Artificial. We don't call them natural. When we call them natural, that means it's occurring without any specific intent, just due to the random interaction between different forces. And when two forces interact, there is a moment of balance that creates an ecosystem or an environment that allows different things to happen. In terms of cause and effect, everything in this world is the product of multiple causes. There is nothing in this world that is the product of just one cause. So you can't really have one creator for anything. There has to be at least more than one. For a plant to grow, it needs the ground, it needs the sun, it needs water. You remove one of those things, that plant ain't growing. So who created the plant? Was it water? Was it the sun? Was it the soil? Or you can just ask yourself,
bro, logically you're correct. But with articles of faith, I believe there is a God.
Of course. I'm not going to invalidate your faith. Do you know why I'm not going to invalidate your faith? Because you have the right to make up whatever you want to make up in your head. It's your brain. It's your thoughts. It's your feelings. You can do what you want with it. Shit. That's why I tell you all the time, God's real in your head. Some people find it offensive. I don't know why they do. Shit. If God is real in your head and you're okay with it, you're never going to have a fight with anyone. Yeah, bro. The God you believe in is in your head. And I will never disrespect that God. Because that's you. You made that shit up. You know, and there's nothing wrong with it as long as you know you're the one making it up. I think there's something wrong with it if you make some shit up in your head, believe it so much that you forget that you're the one who made it. That's literally called self-deception. That's how some people tell lies. Some people lie to themselves for so long they forget that the original thought was a lie. That's why some people who are in the military, they always come back and tell you how they were a badass. Until you talk to someone who was in the military with them, and then they're like, nah, he was just a janitor. Be honest with yourself. Bro, you know what honesty means?
Yeah.
That you never give any characteristics to anything happening to you beyond what it actually was. You simply describe things that you experience and see as they are. But it still doesn't mean that you can't have an opinion about what they could be. You can, but always separate those opinions from the actual facts. Okay. Honesty and integrity. And the person in this world that you must be honest with the most, bro, is not me. It's you. Because the human brain is very dangerous, bro. We can make ourselves think shit that ain't real, and then we forget that it was a lie. Listen, if you imagine God in your head, you're going to give God a face. You're going to give God a shape. You're going to give God certain characteristics. And then if there is actually a God, and that God shows up in front of you, and he doesn't look like what you've imagined in your head, you're not going to believe. You're going to reject him. That's why it's very dangerous to imagine something which cannot be observed. Because the day you're able to observe it, it might not look like how the fuck you imagined it in your head. For example, if I say Jesus to you, don't lie to me. Tell me the truth. What image comes to your mind?
I'm not Christian, bro.
Yeah, but still, I know that's even better. If I say the name Jesus to you, what image comes to your mind? Be honest.
The picture that Christians portray.
A white guy, right?
Yeah.
Let's say Jesus does come back and he's a midget, a Chinese midget. How many Christians do you think are going to believe in him? He don't look nothing. What if he's a Chinese midget with autism? But they've imagined in their head that he's a white boy with long soft hair and a nice mustache. What if he pulls up and he looks like Babatunde from Somalia?
You're right.
Shit. What if Jesus pulls up and he's an Eskimo? That's why you don't put an image in your head for something you don't really know. You can tell yourself that, look, I believe it, but I could be wrong. But I'm going to lean more towards the side that I believe it. Then when you do that, bro, then you have a very tough battle. You're going to have to fight to not put an image in your head. Because the moment you put an image in your head, if it's the wrong one, you're fucked. That's why you don't pick a religion. In fact, if God exists, you shouldn't have to go to God through any religion. If your God comes to you in the shape and form of any religion, you're fucked. Because no matter how much you believe in the Muslim God, there is more than 1 million gods that the Muslim God has to compete with. You are no better than the person who doesn't believe. If you believe in God and you only believe in one, you don't believe in the other ones, you are fucked. You are worse than the person who doesn't believe. Because when you pull up on Judgment Day and you see that the one sitting on the throne is me, what are you going to do then? Those of you who believe in Jesus, if you die today and you go to Judgment Day and you look up on the throne and it literally is me sitting there, what are you going to do? Or do you think it's impossible? Anyways, bro, thank you for your time, okay, bro?
Thank you, bro.
Oh, hell. I keep telling y'all. When your belief is driven by your emotions, you are 99% likely to be wrong. What's up, man?
Hello, my brother.
Yes, sir. What you got for me?
Yeah, I will go from what I heard you say for the last couple of days, last couple of nights. I've been here, I think 3 nights out on the last 4, that you are insisting and persisting that I heard you say 2 nights ago that the universe always been here. And then I heard you today saying that you don't know how it begins. It's a contradictory already.
No, it's not a contradiction. How do you know how something begins which has always been?
If it is always been here, it has no beginning.
Duh! So if I ask you then, how did it begin? What do you say?
Just let's talk, man. If you said it is always has been here, bro, just let me say a sentence, please. Saying that it always has been here does not rhyme with it has a beginning. If it has a beginning, it has not been always here.
Okay, you know what? First of all, let me help you out a little bit.
Sentences
let me help you out a little bit. First of all, I never said that the universe, when I said I didn't know, I wasn't talking about the universe. I was talking about the Big Bang. He asked me only about the Big Bang. He didn't ask about the universe.
3 nights ago, you're talking with a lady.
Yes. And that conversation was different. That conversation was different. Bro, I do remember my conversation. Believe it or not, I edit my videos, okay?
Did he say that the universe
yes,
always been here?
Because
did he say tonight that the universe has a beginning?
No.
He asked you, how did the universe start? You said, I don't know.
No, he didn't ask me that. You were not listening. That's not what he asked me.
Let's change it. It's okay.
No, sir. Relax your breath. Let me tell you what he actually said. He was talking about the Big Bang. He said, what happened before the Big Bang? And I said, I don't know. I wasn't there. That's what I said. He didn't even mention the universe. And the other night, when I was talking about the universe, I wasn't even talking about the universe in the context of the Big Bang. I was talking about the universe.
You don't know that if somebody mentioned the Big Bang, he's talking about the creation of the universe. You don't know that. You do know.
The Big Bang is not the creation of the universe.
Anybody mentioned the Big Bang is referring to the creation of the universe.
Anybody who has not been to school.
Are you better than Stephen Hawking?
Stephen Hawking is dead.
I said, are you better than him? What did he say?
Yeah, I'm smarter than him. I'm not in a wheelchair.
Okay.
And I'm not dead.
Okay. So wheelchair is defining intelligence.
Duh. Being alive defines intelligence.
All right. That's fine. Let's go to a different...
no, we're not going to go to a different topic. It's not your show. It's my show. You hold up for 1 second.
No, I'm not going to a different topic.
No, I said hold up for 1 second. Hold up for 1 second.
Go ahead.
The conversation I was having with that lady the other day, how did I define universe? If you really remember, tell me how I defined the universe.
How you define the universe? You just said that God was part of the universe, that everything is the universe. That's how you kind of... I wasn't following exactly. I was doing some stuff.
You're correct. You're correct. No. Think about it. If God is part of the universe, then who created the universe?
You said. That's what you said.
Yes, I know, but I'm asking you a question now. If God is part of the universe, then who creates the universe?
You said if God is not part of the universe.
Bro, I just asked you a question right now. if God is
I'm
part of the
asking
universe.
You said if God, but it is not. So then your question
Bro,
didn't make no sense.
if God created the universe, then logically, who creates the universe? In that scenario.
You just answered it. You said if God created the universe, who created the universe? You just said God created the universe.
If God is part of the universe, in that scenario, who creates
God
the
is
universe?
not part of the universe.
That has nothing to do with my hypothetical. I'm asking you a question. Answer me logically if you have logic. In a situation where, in a scenario where God is part of the universe, who creates the universe?
It's like telling me if Africa is part of America, Africa is not part of America. Why would I suppose that? It's not. I can prove it to you.
Listen, if Africa is not part of America, and I ask you a question, if Africa...
And now you want me to suppose that Africa is part of America. I said it's not.
You are supposing that God exists.
I will prove to you that God is not part of the universe.
You cannot prove to me
that.
Listen.
What are you talking
Again,
about?
this is within the context of what I was talking about the other day. And I'm going to say, so just keep quiet. Don't interrupt me.
Creating the universe and be part of the universe.
Don't interrupt me. It's not my fault that you are uneducated, okay? This is my definition of the universe. I'll restate it to you. This is the definition of the universe.
College,
bro, you did it in the college of stupidity because you clearly don't know what I'm saying. So listen.
Stupidity.
Yeah, sure. It's a compliment, so don't take it offensively. Check this out, okay, bro? This is my definition of the universe, and I want you to understand it. Then you can give me your definition of the universe.
Do you know what a perfect number is?
Bro, I'm talking. I'm going to give you my definition of the universe.
I was educated.
Bro.
Yes, but you can talk.
Educated. Bro, one more chance. I'm going to give you my definition of the universe. Then you're going to give me your definition of the universe. Then we're going to compare both. Okay?
Go ahead.
What did I just say?
You said you're going to give me your definition of the universe. Then I'm going to have to give you my definition of the universe. And then we will compare.
Okay. This is my definition of the universe. So listen carefully because I'm going to listen to yours also. The universe is simply a concept that describes everything, everywhere, everyone, every shape, every point, every way, regardless of status, capability, ability, and state of being. Across all space-time continuum, the vast expanse of all that exists and doesn't exist, all conceptualized as one. Hence, it's consistent with the union of all things that are and are not. Universal universe. That's how I define the universe. Now, define the universe in a way that's more profound than what I just said, because I'm pretty sure you won't be able to. But go ahead.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to debunk your definition of the universe.
No. Don't debunk shit. Tell me your definition of the universe first.
The universe is everything created and everything within it.
How do you know that something was created?
Okay, I will show you. Now you ask me a question. Now, I was going to debunk your definition of universe because you said everything that exists and that exists.
How do you know? How do you know that something was created? Answer that question. Are you afraid of me
speaking?
Answer that question. I asked you a question. Don't deflect. How do you know that something was created?
But you're going to have to ask me a question.
Yes, I asked you the question. How do you know that something was created? If you're smart, answer the damn question. Don't deflect. You're the one who's scared.
I will.
Tell me how you know that something was created.
I will tell you. Something is created when we know that it has a purpose. Anything that has a purpose is created.
Does God have a purpose?
Hold it.
No. Answer. Does God have a purpose? Does God have a purpose?
I didn't finish my definition yet.
No, you don't.
What are you afraid of?
Yeah. Answer the question. Does God have a purpose? Does God have a purpose?
I'm talking for 5 seconds.
You said anything that has a purpose was created. Does God have a purpose?
I didn't finish my definition.
Answer first.
I did not finish my sentence.
Sure, you will continue, but answer me first. Yes or no? Just say yes, then continue what you were saying.
I did not finish my sentence.
Does God have a purpose?
If you would let me finish my sentence, you wouldn't ask that question.
Does God have a purpose?
If you would have let me speak for 30 seconds, you wouldn't ask that question.
You can cry all you want to. You won't speak
I will
until
make
you
you
answer
feel
the question.
dumb.
Does God have a purpose?
I'm about to answer that question. If you would have let me
answer me with a
speak for
yes
30
and a
seconds.
no,
You're
and
afraid of me
continue what
speaking
you're
for
saying.
30 seconds.
Does God have a purpose? Yes or no?
I will answer that question within my 30 seconds of answering.
No,
to
you
your
will
first
answer
question.
it in the next 2 seconds.
No,
Does God have a purpose?
Right now,
Bro.
I'm not going to answer your question until you let me answer your first
If
question.
you don't want to answer the question, conversation done. Checkmate. You
Yes,
debunked yourself.
you
You debunked yourself.
Tu es un petit Camerounais, c'est tout ce que tu es.
Non,
You're a
je suis
little
Camerounais, je
I'm
suis plus sage que
Senegalese.
toi.
I will sell you out.
Ouais,
You
bien
ask the
sûr.
first question.
Bien sûr. Tu
Listen
es
to me.
musulman, c'est parce que tu penses
You're
comme
giving
musulman.
yourself the right
Colonisé
not to
comme
let
ça.
me answer any question.
Mon
This is the
frère,
third question.
mon
I
frère.
couldn't answer one of the
Voici ce
one of
que
your
tu as dit.
questions.
Anything that has a purpose was created. So that means
I
that
didn't
it
finish my
includes
sentence.
your
I
God.
did not finish my sentence.
Whether
I
you
did not
finish your
finish my
sentence or
answer.
not, what you said was true or false.
You gotta let me finish my sentence.
If you confirm to me, listen,
It's
listen,
a comma.
listen.
Let me put at least a dot at the end of my sentence. It's a comma.
Bro, there is
Let
nothing
me finish my sentence.
you can
I
say.
dare you. I will fry you if you let me finish my
listen.
sentence. You spoke for 5 minutes. I couldn't speak for.
Bro, you can totally finish your sentence, but it's only natural that I ask for confirmation. You actually have an opportunity to give us more clarity. So you can either say God doesn't have a purpose or that God has a purpose. So just confirm to me if God has a purpose. Because you said anything. If you hadn't said anything, I wouldn't ask that question. When you say anything, you know what that means? That means anything, anyone. So I'm trying to understand you.
Now, if you would have let me finish, you would have heard that except the Creator. See,
bro, that's a contradiction.
You didn't let me finish my sentence.
That's a contradiction.
Let me finish my sentence.
That is a contradiction.
Bro, you're a chicken, bro. Can we time it?
Bro,
I dare you. If you time it, I fry you.
Bro, if you say
time
anything,
I fry you. I will fry your ass if you time.
Bro, the moment you've said anything,
I dare you to put a timing.
The moment you said anything, there can't be any exceptions. Bro, if you don't want to keep quiet, bro, I don't know why you're afraid to answer the question. Why are you afraid to answer the question? Yeah, let's say I'm a coward. I'm a coward. Sure, I'm a coward.
You're afraid of letting me answer your question.
Yes, I'm so afraid. Yeah, I'm so afraid. But answer my question. Answer my question. Are you afraid to answer my question?
Okay. Let me tell you why.
Are you afraid to answer my question?
Let me tell you why I'm doing this.
Don't tell me what. I don't care. You either tell me.
Seconds.
Does God? No, you have 1
second.
second.
Reason.
You have 1 second. Does God have a purpose?
Reasonable, you tell me.
Does God have a purpose?
I said it's not good. If I'm not reasonable,
bro,
take me down.
Does God have a purpose?
15 seconds.
Does God have a purpose?
15 seconds.
Does God have a purpose? You can say yes, then continue. You can say no, then continue. I just wanted to know if it's yes or no.
I'm not going to give you that chance. We ain't going to go nowhere.
Then I'm not going to give you a chance. You think I need you, bro? I already know how you think. No, I'm not going to do what you want. You're going to answer my question. Does God have a purpose?
You cut me on the first question.
Yes, bro.
You're a chicken, boy.
Yes, sure. I'm a chicken, an African chicken. I'm whatever you want me to be, but you will answer if God has a purpose or not. Then you elaborate or you continue what you were saying. I'm the host of the show. I can interrupt my guests to ask for clarity.
And singing Donald Trump. That's who you are.
Bro, sure, bro. Any insult, I accept. I accept any insult you give me. But you will tell me if God has a purpose. If you want to continue elaborating, you will tell me if God has a purpose. If God has a purpose, bro, and I'm giving you a limited amount of chance. So you've already wasted 2 minutes of my time. I could just drop you and go to the next human being, or you can just tell me if God has a purpose and continue.
I will not ask.
There you go. To everyone listening to me right now, if somebody begins a statement by saying everything or anything, that means there can't be an exception. That is logic 101. If somebody begins a sentence and they say anything or everything, that means there can't be an exception. Anything that has a purpose is created. Full stop. That's the statement he made. If he says except the creator, you have to give a reason why the creator is such an exception, and the creator will have to not fall under the category of anything. You can't have an exception when you use an all-inclusive word. It's like you saying the universe, then you say something is outside the universe. How can something be outside the universe when the word universe means everything? It's the same thing that your pastors and your imams do. When they lie to you and you catch them in a lie, they don't want you to interrupt them. Go to the mosque and let the imam say something that doesn't make sense. And you put up your hand to ask him a question for clarity. He will say, shut up and listen to the end. Go to church. Ask a pastor. When the pastor is preaching, if he says something and then you have a question, you put your hand up, he will say, shut up, listen to the end. Because what they like to do is they like to contradict themselves, mix lies with truth, turn it and confuse you so badly, you won't even understand your immediate, you forget your question. If you say to me, anything which has a purpose is created. As long as God has a purpose, God is created. So whatever you say next, you have to deal with that. Next guess. If there was no validity in my question, why wouldn't he answer it with a yes or a no and continue? What's up, Celia?
Morning. Oh my God. Listen, Bakanga. Are you an atheist?
I'm a human being. No, I don't know if I'm an atheist or not. I don't identify as an atheist.
I don't know. I just don't understand. What's your purpose? What is your? Why are you here? Like, what is your Yeah, what's your purpose with this? Because if something doesn't exist, if you don't believe in it, why are you fighting for it?
I'm not fighting you. You don't have to be here.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you don't believe in it, you know? You're fighting for something that you don't believe in. What is the point? If you don't believe in it, why are you here?
Because you believe in it.
Huh? But
I'm
why
here.
are you here for people?
I'm here because you believe in it.
You should be here for yourself. Why are you here for people? Like,
I am here for myself because I know. I am here because I know for myself that you believe in it.
But you should be here for yourself. You know, you're fighting for something that you don't believe in. If you don't believe in it, what is
I'm
the
not.
purpose
I'm not
of...
fighting for. I'm fighting against. Duh.
But why would you fight against something that you don't think exists?
Because some people think it exists.
Yeah, and it's okay for some people to think it exists.
And it's okay for me to. It's okay for me to fight for it, even if I don't believe.
You should fight for yourself. The funny thing is for atheists there, it's like, you know, if there was no God, you wouldn't be an atheist. You know, the whole reason people are atheists is because there is a God.
Are you a polytheist?
Am I what?
Are you a polytheist?
What's that?
Someone who believes in many gods.
No.
So hold on. So you only believe in one God?
Yeah.
Which one is that? Is it the Christian one, the Muslim one, or the Hindu one?
Yeah, the God of the Bible, yeah.
Oh, so you don't believe in the God of the Quran?
No, I believe in the God of the Bible.
So you are a Muslim atheist. Okay. So you are just criticizing yourself. Look at you.
I'm not criticizing myself.
Celia, my sister, in a world where there's literally 1 million claims of God, you pick one of it and you think you're better than the guy who rejects all of it.
Yeah, and you pick and you don't believe in any. I don't think I'm better than anything. It's just my belief.
So the criticism you're giving me actually applies to you.
No, it doesn't apply to me.
Yes, it does, because you don't believe in Allah. No, you don't believe in Allah.
No, it's not because it's not because I think it's wrong, or I don't think that their one doesn't exist.
Okay. So let me just ask you directly then, as nicely and as kindly as you can respond. Please respond. My sister Celia, do you believe in Allah? Do you believe in Allah? Do you believe
I
that
told you,
Allah
I told you
exists?
already. I believe
Okay, let me put it this way.
in the Christian God
Okay, good. I
of
get
the
it. But
Bible,
I want to
and
know
I
what.
respect other people's religion.
Yes, yes.
You
But I
know,
want
I
to know
don't go
what you
around and
believe
say to
about
them
Allah.
Allah doesn't exist.
I want to
I
know
don't say
if you
that to them.
believe.
I respect it.
Do you believe that
Yeah.
Allah exists?
I'm not a Muslim.
You don't have to be a
I
Muslim.
don't. Yeah, I'm not a Muslim. I believe that exists for them. Yeah, I believe in the God of the Bible.
Okay, let me get this right.
Mhm.
You believe that Allah exists for Muslims?
Why are you asking me this? I'm not a Muslim.
Because you have a
Yeah,
brain
I'm
and
not.
you're a human being.
No, I'm telling you my belief. Don't ask me if I believe. I'm telling you my belief.
Do you know what a belief is? A belief is an opinion about something. I'm asking you, what do you believe about Allah?
I
Do you
don't
believe
just
that
have an
Allah
opinion.
exists?
I believe. Don't just have an opinion of God. I know God has
Hold
done
up.
good in my life. I
You-
have experienced His goodness.
You know God?
Yeah, you can open your eyes like this. It's true for me.
Sister,
just like you
sister,
don't believe He has never
sister,
done anything for you.
sister,
I'm not your sister.
You know God.
Just because you don't believe He has never done anything for you, I believe that He's done everything for me.
Sure, good job.
The
Congratulations.
very reason
Congratulations.
why I'm here talking to you.
What do
is
you mean by you're
because
not
of
my
you.
sister? What do you mean by you're not my sister?
Yeah, just in the term of sister, being, we know from the same mother. For me, that's what a sister is. From the same mother, from the same dad. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's not the context in which I'm using it.
No, for me.
I don't give
for
a fuck
me,
what's for
my-
you. I give a fuck about
No,
what I
for
think
me,
first.
For myself.
Okay, good. When I say
Don't
sister,
call me sister.
so
My
hold up.
name is Celia.
When I say sister,
Sisterhood is from mother, is from friendship. I'm not your friend. I'm not from the same mother.
are you human? Are you human?
Are you a human?
Are you human?
Are you a human?
Yes, I am human. Are you?
Yeah, yes, I am.
Are you a female human?
Huh? Yes,
you
I
a-
am a female human, and I'm not your
Are we
sister because we are not friends.
are we related by species?
Yes, we are. That doesn't
Okay,
make us not a sister.
so what is your relationship to me in terms of species?
You're a fellow human being.
Okay, what type of human being? A female human being, right?
Yes. Are
Okay,
you a male
is
human
a
being?
sister a female human? Every sister in the world is a sister a female human.
Listen, my definition of sister is a friend. Yeah.
That's your
It's a
definition.
friend
Good for
and
you. But
someone that came from my mom and
I
dad.
also have my
You
definition.
are not my friend. I'm
Okay,
not your
sure,
sister.
sure,
I mean,
sure. I don't want to
yeah.
be your friend. I don't have to be your friend. But the one thing
And
that
you're
you
not
and I
my
could,
brother, and I'm not your
sister,
sister.
the one thing that you and I cannot
No,
deny is that
you're
we're
not
both
my
human.
brother, you're not my sister.
But we're human.
I'm a human being. That doesn't make
Yes.
me your sister.
So yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It does not.
It's not my fault that you didn't go to school.
Sisterhood, brotherhood,
Are you
yeah, it's
African?
not because of the same
Are you
species.
African? Are you African?
Are you African?
Yes, I am African. Are you?
Yes, I am African as well.
Okay. So you're saying that there's some African people that are not your brothers and sisters?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that.
Answer my damn question. Are you saying that there are some African people who are not your brother and sister?
No, I'm not saying that. You're saying that.
Is every African your brother and sister?
No, Bakanga, don't ask me this question. That
Is
I'm not your sister. You're saying that.
Sister,
you answer yourself.
is every
You answer
African,
yourself.
is every black African your
No, you
sister
answer
and
that
your
question
brother?
yourself, Bakanga.
I'm
You're not
asking
gonna twist
you.
me. You always
I'm
putting
asking
questions in
you.
people's mouth, yeah?
I'm asking
no,
you.
I said I'm not your sister. Sister
Okay.
comes from brotherhood.
And listen,
sisterhood.
listen.
I'm not your friend. You always.
If you're not my friend, then I can treat you disrespectfully, right? I owe you no respect, right? If you're not at least my human sister or my African sister, that means I automatically don't owe you any respect, right? So I can just mute you the whole time until you drop yourself, right?
Going to cut me off.
Well, because you're not my sister, why should I respect you? If you're not my sister, why should I respect you now? You say you don't want to be sister or brother. You say, oh, no,
I'm a fellow human being like you.
If you're a fellow human being, then you're my sister. You're my sister in humanity. Yes, you're my sister in humanity. That's true.
Fellow
You are my sister in humanity, whether you like it or not.
Don't call me sister.
You are my sister in humanity. This is the first person I see being offended, being called sister. You are my sister, whether you like it or not.
Sister.
Yes, my sister Celia.
Not your sister, whether you like it or not.
You are my sister. Look at your look at your dark skin. Look at your dark skin. Look at my dark skin.
Your opinion.
This is the same people who.
So fun. It's like
Celia, do you believe in Adam and Eve? Celia, do you believe in Adam and Eve? Do you believe in Adam and Eve? Do you believe in Adam and Eve?
About Adam and Eve.
I'm asking you about Adam and Eve.
Why are you asking me about Adam and Eve?
Because if Adam and Eve were the first human, man and female, and we are all the children of Adam and Eve, then you're my sister, even if you don't fucking like it.
Adam and Eve, so you can call me sister.
Sister, if Adam and Eve is both of our fathers and mother, you are my sister. Cry about it. Cry. Sister, the Bible says you're my sister.
I'm not your sister. I told you. You can love what you want.
You are my sister in Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name, amen.
Come on, comment section. Comment section. Please let her know you're her sister.
Like you.
You are the child of Adam and Eve, are you not? Are you not the child of Adam and Eve?
It's about same dad, same mom, fellowship.
Yes, we have the same dad, Adam, and we have the same mom, Eve.
And we don't. But how can you say Adam and Eve when you don't even believe in it? So you know.
I believe in it right now. I believe in it right now. Right now, I believe in it. Just so you can be my sister. Yes, I believe in Adam and Eve in this moment. As soon as you leave, I'll stop believing. But right now, I believe.
No, you're definitely not my brother.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you're definitely not my brother. I can speak to you. I can.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on one second. Since you're not my sister, be quiet, please.
My sister Celia.
Please be quiet, please. I want to talk to my audience. Ladies and gentlemen, some of you see what I do on TikTok and you think I'm playing. Imagine what can be so toxic in the mind of a black woman that she cannot identify herself as a sister to another black man, regardless of disagreement. Celia, keep quiet, and let me talk. It's my show now. You say you're not my sister, so don't ask for privileges. Let me finish what I'm saying. If not, I'll disconnect you. I want to let you speak. I will let you speak. I will let you speak. Okay? I'll let you speak.
Black and Christian.
Disconnected. You can go. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys think it's a joke, but what could possibly... Look at Africa today. We're talking about the United States of Africa. We're talking about, black enlightenment. Black people here, black people there. It's because there are so many of us who have been intoxicated with a virus of separation. If you are a Christian and you are a man, you are my brother. Especially if you're from Africa. If you're white, you're Chinese, you're still my brother because we're human. That means no matter how much we disagree, we should never get to the point where we want to eliminate each other. Whatever is in your brain motivating you to disassociate yourself with your fellow African brother and sister in terms of brotherhood and sisterhood, that is the virus we are trying to fight on TikTok. That is my purpose on TikTok. My purpose on TikTok is to remove that toxic, narcissistic, colonized gene out of your brain. You can be a Christian. We're just telling you, don't look down on those who are not. You can be a Muslim. We're just telling you, don't look down on those who are not because of your religion. What kind of brain damage have our people suffered from? And yet we get up every day blaming the white man. What did the white man do to you when your own family members, your own blood, genetic, your fellow African brothers and sisters, you can't even acknowledge each other? And you're blaming the white man. Why would the white man not take advantage of you when you're so busily fighting each other? Celia, just keep quiet. It's not your fault that you're uneducated. I don't blame you, my sister. I don't blame you, Sister Celia. I don't blame you. I blame your ignorance. But your ignorance can be fixed. So, Sister Celia, keep watching my show. You will learn something from me and from other Christians who don't have a problem being brothers and sisters. Sister Celia, just keep watching. Maybe you will learn from another Christian. This actually pisses me off, that kind of mentality. When we say, I hope this sister that's coming up is Palestinian. When Africans say, free Palestine, is it because we're Palestinians? No, when we say Palestinian brothers and sisters, it's because they are getting colonized the way we were colonized. That makes us brothers and sisters. Even if we're not brothers and sisters religiously, even if we're not brothers and sisters from the same family, we are still brothers and sisters as human beings who share the same continent, the same world.
Everybody is sister and brother, for sure.
Even if you don't believe, and even if you believe.
I believe in God, yes.
You're still my sister.
And yes, of course. We are all sister and brothers, and But here it's 1 a.m. and I can't really talk too loud, so I'm just gonna stay 1 minute. And I just passed by to your live stream, and I can tell you're looking for clarification in your life.
No, I'm not.
Well, I can read it from your eyes.
I'm just tired because I lifted a lot of weights today and I only had 5 hours of sleep. It has nothing to do with clarification.
No, that's okay.
I'm very clear.
For my brother.
I'm very clear that God doesn't exist. If you want to argue about that, then let us go down there. We don't need to play linguistic gymnastics.
No, that's your choice.
It's not a choice. Whether you choose or you don't choose, God doesn't exist.
You choose.
Something doesn't exist because you choose it. If I choose, do I choose to be human, to exist as a human? No.
Excuse me. Don't yell.
Sister, I can speak loud where I am. It's not nighttime here. It's not 1 a.m. It's only 9 p.m. So I can speak loud.
You. No, that's why I can hear you. So no need to yell. You know what I mean? But anyways, I just gotta go. I don't really care, but I can pray for you guys last year.
Don't pray for me. Pray for Palestine. Don't pray for me. Pray for Palestine.
I pray for everybody.
When your God saves those kids in Palestine.
I pray for everybody.
Yeah, don't worry. When you pray and your God saves those kids in Palestine and the people in Ukraine, then you can pray for me. Okay? Pray for people who need it.
But look what happened in this world. You don't know God. You don't believe in God. So you don't even know who is God.
It is not the people, but Desiree,
you cannot see.
It is not the people. It is not the people who don't believe in God that is fucking up Palestine and Gaza.
God
those two people both believe in God.
Choose whatever you want to do, right? So it's the people killing people. It's not.
Yeah,
God.
it's religious people. Religious people.
God is not what you think is a magician. Now you are free.
Hamas and Israel are both religious people. They're the ones who are fucking shit up.
Look at the punishment. You're gonna face God pretty soon, anyways.
If I face God, I will whoop his ass. If I face God, I will whoop his ass.
Everybody will face God.
If I face God, I will whoop his ass for you and for me, Desiree. God is an alien. If God comes, I would.
The devil speaking.
I would whoop his ass.
In the name of Jesus.
Huh?
Mighty name of Jesus.
Which Jesus? Which one? The Jehovah Witness one or the Catholic one?
You cannot blame God for this. Blame the Palestine.
So you don't blame the Creator for creating a fucked up world. So you don't blame the Creator for creating a fucked up world.
You will see, anyways. Look at the news. You don't see too much. You don't see miracles happen in this world. So I've been searching for 54 years.
And you didn't find anything.
After you spoke with me, you will change your soul. Okay?
You're dreaming, my sister.
Because God is love and peace. Who killed the people is not God. It's the human devil.
God cannot be love and peace.
And
because
now,
a peaceful God would not even create a reality that is possible for this to be.
he's gonna go crazy and crazy and crazy. But let me tell you this. You put yourself in repenting as soon as possible. I'd say for you, at the end, it's your life. You know what I mean? God is love and peace. And let me tell you this.
If God is love and peace, why are the people of God killing each
I have
other?
a goosebump on my skin in the name of Jesus. Save your soul.
Those are your feelings and your emotions.
No.
Yes, it's just your feelings and your emotions. I have
it's God,
goosebumps on
it's
my skin
in
when I
me,
think
in
of
my
Donald
heart.
Trump.
God is in my heart, my brother.
God is not in your heart. There's only blood
Yes.
in your heart. You don't have God in your
Go
heart.
out of this person in the name of mighty Jesus' name out.
The name of Jesus is useless.
You need it. You
The
need
name,
it. Let me
the
tell
name,
you.
the name of Jesus
It's
is the
not-
most useless scam in the world. It
It's
doesn't
not
work.
you speaking, it's the devil.
In your
I'm gonna
imagination.
mention one person, San Michael, because I'm not even afraid to talk to the devil. Because San Michael is the one killed the devil. Okay? I gotta go.
Hold on.
God bless you.
Somebody killed the devil?
San Michael.
Saint Michael killed the devil?
Do you know Archangel San Michael? I don't think you know, but
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Of course I am.
Go to sleep, my sister. You're tired. You're too
nice
tired.
and peaceful, with a nice, peaceful soul. Definitely. But remember one thing, okay, the people killing these poor innocent kids is not God.
That the people
it's
of God.
The devil people in this earth, that what they do.
You see,
and
first of all, my sister,
they are the
my sister,
all demonic.
sister, why are you so wicked?
The wicked?
Yeah, you're so wicked. Why are you accusing the devil? Why are you accusing the devil when you cannot prove that the devil did anything? Can you prove that the devil is the one who is doing these things? Do you have evidence?
Oh my God, don't you see? Only devil can do that.
So you're like a racist person who says only a black man can rob a bank. No, sister, you're doing what the white people was doing to black people. They say, well, somebody has robbed the bank, somebody stole the car, it has to be a black person because only black people can steal. You need to prove. You can't say to me, only devil can do this thing.
White and black is the same. There's no black and white. They're all same.
God and the devil is the same.
Good and there
Sister,
is bad.
Desiree, your God and your devil are the same. Your God is the one who killed everybody in the days of Noah. He's not better than the devil. So the devil has not even killed the whole world yet. Your God killed the whole world.
No, God will come and kill the people that killed the Palestine.
Desiree, did your God not send water to drown every human being, including women and children? Did your God not do that?
He will kill the one killed the Palestine. Yes.
Desiree, in the book of Genesis, in the days of Noah, did your God not send water down from heaven to drown everybody, including men, women, children, animals, and even disabled people? Did your God not do that?
All affected from the devil.
Sis Desiree, did your God not kill everybody in the world?
Only Noah was the believer, the true believer.
So your God is an evil genocider. You see, you're making an excuse. Yeah, but it's true. But it's true. It's true. It's true.
Good, it can be bad as well.
It's true.
He will forgive you because at the end,
it's true. We don't trust your God because your God is a genocider. Your God is worse than the guy in Germany. He's worse than any bad thing the devil ever did. Why do you want to worship a God who literally would drown babies?
When he made Adam and Eve and the free people, he left you free.
He did not leave them free. He did not leave them free.
Yes.
No, he put poison. He put poison right in front of them. Will you put poison in front of your baby and tell your baby not to eat it?
Don't eat that. Anyways, I can yell because people sleep in my house. And, you believe in whatever you want to believe. I can't force you to believe, I respect everybody with believe in whatever you want to believe. But you're going to face God soon. That's what I can say.
Yes, I agree. Okay. And when I face him, And when
not
I
only
face
you.
him, I'm gonna whoop his ass.
Everybody in this world.
Don't worry,
I don't know when
everybody wouldn't have
and
to worry
where.
because I'm gonna whoop God's ass. Okay, I will beat God for you. I will send him to hellfire. I will tie him up in chains, and then we're going to throw
You're
a party in
talking with
heaven
the
for
daughter
human
of
beings.
God. You know, it's not you talking. I know it's not you. I
Of course,
recognize who
you don't
is
think
the
it's me. Even though you're hearing my
speaking.
voice,
It's
you don't
not
think
you.
it's
You're
me.
possessed. Unfortunately, you gotta start to pray. I gotta go.
Can
Sorry.
you pray? Listen, y'all, the delusion is real. How can you literally say to me that it is not God that is causing the kids in Palestine to die, and it's not God who sent Hamas to go and destroy those Jews? But your God literally has a record of killing everybody in the world. How is your God better than Hamas? How is your God better than ISIS? Your God is a terrorist also. He terrorized human beings. Did human beings ask God to create them? Did any human being listening to me right now ask God to create you? If God created you without your permission, whose responsibility is it to fix it? It is not our fault that you guys have been scammed and you do not like to hear it. You don't like to hear it because you have been indoctrinated. You don't like to hear that not only does your God not exist, but the way you describe your God is worse than the devil you are afraid of. The God that you believe in and you put your hope in is worse than the devil that you are afraid of. Whether you like it or not, your God has killed more people than the devil. It was not the devil who put the fruit of good and evil in the garden. It was your God who did it. Your God is the one who put the fruit of good and evil in the garden. Which one of you would put poison in water and put it in front of your 5-year-old baby and tell him, don't drink the water? Does your 5-year-old not have free will? Stop using that useless excuse of free will. Free will without the knowledge of good and evil is the same thing as no will. Having free will without the knowledge of good and evil is the same as having no free will. Adam and Eve had no way of knowing that it was a bad thing to eat the fruit because they didn't have the knowledge of good and evil. Before Adam and Eve ate the fruit, they didn't know that it was not good to eat the fruit. They couldn't have understood. Just like your 5-year-old would not understand that it is not good to touch electricity, no matter how much you explain it to them. You can explain to your 2-year-old as much as you want, but if you put hot water in front of them, they're still going to put their hands in it because they are innocent. So you know who takes the blame? The parents. You guys don't like that kind of common sense. This is the reality. Even if there is a God, it is not the one in the Bible. It is not the one in the Quran. The one in the Quran produces terrorists. The one in the Bible produces narcissists. And we can see it. You can see it too. But you don't like it. Because I am telling you what you don't want to hear. You don't like it. It's only natural, okay? We're not enemies. What's up, OJ? What's up, Rain? Rain is taking shelter. Let me go to someone who's not raining.
What's good? What's good, man?
What's up, OJ?
I'm good, man. I just loving the chat, man.
Of course.
Okay, well, my argument is, right? Well, at first I grew up a Christian, you know. I grew up, well, my whole family and everybody, you know, grew up religious pretty much. You know, growing up, experiencing life and critical thinking, using my brain, you know, and experiencing stuff. I wouldn't really say that I believe that God is a man, you know. and I would prefer not use the word God, but I do believe that it have a higher consciousness, or in my perceived way, I would say it like you have your higher self and your lower self. You know, is to me, God is a level of consciousness, right? Early on, I heard you was talking about the universe, and I agree with you 100%. The universe is everything, and everything is the universe. Trees, plants, animals, whatever it is under one consciousness. And I think you at your higher self, which is love, you know, when you look at your mom and that way you feel
No,
about
no,
your
no. The higher self is not love.
well, I think it's
Love,
multiple.
love is the lower self. The higher
Love
self
is the
is
lowest
yes. The higher self is justice. When a human being is
justice.
able to operate without being influenced by their emotions, that's pure logic. You're able to distinguish left and right without bias. But when you have love, you're always going to gravitate towards what you like, and you're going to discriminate against what you don't like. So in order to find the truth, if you want to know the truth, don't go with the person that has love. Go with the person that represents justice. There are many virtues that are greater than love. Love is not... Kindness is even greater than love, because you can be kind to somebody even if you don't like them.
That's facts.
But if you love, if you're a person who loves the people you don't love, you're not going to be kind to them, or you're going to find it being a burden to you to be kind to them. So you want to embody justice. There is no love in justice. Even if it's your mother, if it's your mother, you're giving her 50 years sentence and you will not feel sorry for her. If you find yourself feeling sorry for the criminal more than the victim, then something is wrong. Justice. That's why, listen, the God of the Christians cannot be the Almighty God, because that God does love. And an almighty being is immune to love.
That's facts.
That's why the Muslim God, the Muslims don't describe their God as a lovable God. As far as the Muslims are concerned, their God can be the devil if he wants to. The Muslims simply acknowledge that their God is so powerful, he can do what he wants, and he doesn't get to answer to anyone. So even if you tell the Muslim that his God has done something bad, it doesn't matter to him. Because the Muslim approaches his God from a position of fear. The Muslim just wants you to fear the power, because that guy can do anything to you. The Christians are the ones who have taken their God and packaged it as an emotional narcissist who comes to destroy the people he doesn't love. No, the Muslim God has more justice than the Christian God. The Muslim God does not discriminate between demons and humans. Anyone who breaks his law, he holds them accountable. That is why Islam is naturally more logical than Christianity, even though Islam has a lot of bullshit in it too.
Okay. I feel you, definitely. Well, I think there's many different ways that you could explain it, because even authenticity as well. I think you being yourself and being real with whatever you is, you know, and I think it go way deeper, man, you know, and I don't think that no man in this world could ever talk about the creator or even have the idea how this thing come about, because it's still information passing down. And
let me tell you the mystery, and let me tell you why that mystery only began to be unveiled when human beings stopped thinking about God as the preeminent way of thinking. If you assume that there is a creator, when in fact the world is a non-created world, you can never figure out the world. That's why every time religious people saw natural things, they described it as gods. But when the human being became more scientific, he learned that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. That changed everything. So that now makes you, that now gives you a natural curiosity. That now shows you that there is no limit to how much you can know. That now shows you that you can defeat any enemy if you have the right amount of knowledge. So that makes you naturally, you don't bow. You don't bow to anything or to anyone. And you can show anyone or anything the same respect that that thing shows you. You don't owe anybody any trust that is not earned. You don't owe anybody any respect which is not earned. You see, the ideas of God is, whether you know God or not, you first have to bow. That's why Christians say, at the mention of the name of Jesus, every knee will bow and every tongue confess.
Nah, man, that's
So
that's
so you're
that's a
telling
cave
me
mentality, man.
so you're telling me Jesus cannot force me right now. He cannot force me to believe in him right now, but he will force me to bow to him when it's too late. That sounds
Nah.
like a devil. That sounds like a narcissist.
Yep.
Because
It is.
if
It
I
is
don't
the
want to
devil,
bow,
brother.
if I don't want to bow, I won't even bow even when I'm in hellfire. If I don't want to
Yeah.
confess, I will not confess even when I'm in hellfire.
Yeah. But my definition of religion, and you know, I don't want to talk too much on religion and Christianity or Muslim or whatever it is, but I think that they're installing fear, you know, and that is what they're using to control the humans or human race or whatever, you know. I think they created that system for you not to think for yourself, for you to only be as sheeps, you know, and there's the shepherd. And they will consider you to be sheeps. And a sheep is one of the most dumbest animals you will ever come across. A sheep don't think for itself. It's very difficult for a Christian person to sit down and think for themselves. There's people who rather get stuff from outside sources and it will make them feel some type of way. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, that's how I look at it. Because even me myself was also a Christian, and I heard my mother speaking about it, my grandmother, and I had no clue of what they're speaking. And I only did it because they did it. And for some reason, I fear if I didn't did it, I would be condemned or go to hell, you know? And to me, I think that's a very sad way of living. And I like what you do because you leave people think, you know, and question stuff, because you have a lot of people out there who seeking truth and really want to know, you know, what's going on. And yeah, that's just my opinion, you know.
So check this out. Based on what you've said, I like that you mentioned fear. The cure to fear is courage. Okay? When fear makes you kneel, courage is what will give you the strength to stand up. So in terms of virtues, in terms of emotions, in terms of state of mind, any type of fear that exists, there is an equivalent amount of courage that can allow you to overcome that fear. Okay. You see, that's why there is a duality in terms of how our brains conceptualize courage. Courage is an understanding that someone comes to once they understand that there is a difference between what they can control and what they cannot control. Courage is also the embodiment of a state of being when a person focusing on mastering what they can control and they don't give too much attention to what they cannot control. Then they maximize. That means you take what you can control to the maximum. That is why there is something called a breakthrough. A breakthrough. You will not experience a breakthrough if you have not yet mastered what you actually have control over. The same principle applies in the gym. When you go and lift weights, they always tell you, if you want your muscles to grow, you must lift until you get to failure. Because your muscles need to be broken down.
That's what's up.
But when you look at that weight, initially you cannot lift it. If you don't have the courage to attempt to lift it, you will not find out if you cannot lift it or not. Now, let's say you attempt to lift it and you realize that you cannot lift it. Then you find for the next smaller weight. You try to lift it. If that cannot work, instead of sitting down there and forcing yourself, you go to the next smallest one. Once you find a weight that you can lift, you pick it up one time. If one time is your limit, you go home, you rest, you come back the next day. Your goal is to pick it up twice. You pick it up twice. By the time you can pick up that weight 10 times, then whatever weight comes above that one, you can pick it up at least one time. That is how you experience a breakthrough. Listen, I'm going to say this if I let you go. People who believe in God also always believe that the world is going to end. Such people don't care about making the world a better place. Don't let them fool you.
Nah, they can't fool me,
man.
I here to educate myself, you know.
Anybody who believes that the world is going to end, especially if they believe that the world will end in the hands of their God, they don't care who dies, they don't care who lives, they don't care who suffers. As far as they are concerned, it is all the will of their God. That is why
Man.
you see that there is problems in the world, because some people are trying to make the world a better place, and some people have already given up on the world.
That's facts, man. I ain't gonna disagree with what I have to say because you're speaking the truth, you know. And the thing is, you're speaking sense, and you're speaking in a way that anybody could understand. But thank you for bringing me up. Hey,
Thank you,
feel like I'm
OJ.
learning a lot.
Always,
And
man.
yeah,
Always,
next
bro.
time, man.
For
Stay
sure,
strong,
bro.
brother.
You too. Take care, my bro. You have to understand religion, okay? In the past, human beings were not very organized. I would like to say that the people who first came up with the religious ideas, they did not have bad intentions in their heart. Okay? They didn't have bad intentions in their heart. The world used to be a very dangerous place. Back then, in the early days, there were no rules. So one man could take another man's wife, take another man's property without consequences. That is when those who are thinkers began thinking, we need a system in place that will prevent people from just doing whatever they want to, so that some people don't suffer. The idea of having a king, the idea of having an army, and the idea of having a system, an educational system, the idea of having a god, all those ideas were born during that time. The problem is, as time went on, all those ideas got corrupted because greedy people ended up gaining control. And they realized that it is really easy to exploit people when you are the one who makes the rules. That's why kings used to make people bow to them. I used to ask myself, it is a form of intimidation, because I can be a king without having anybody bow to me. So why was it important that in ancient times, kings had to make people bow to them? We have presidents today and we don't have to bow to them. So it's definitely a fact that you can have a leader whom you don't worship. You can have someone who is a leader, you can have someone who is a king who doesn't make you bow. You can respect them with a handshake. You don't have to respect them by bowing to them. But in times of old, there was a need to intimidate people, because the ones who were kings were not always the most powerful people. The king wasn't always the best soldier in the military. The king wasn't always the smartest person in the kingdom. So in order for the king to maintain his power, he had to convince the most powerful soldier, the most intelligent educator, or the most intellectual person that he has some type of divine right to rule. That is why it was important to invent gods and make those gods greater than humans, so the king can now claim, look, I might not be as good of a soldier like you, but if you mess with me, you're messing with the messenger of God. It is still there till today. That's why the US dollar says, in God we trust. It's a sales speech. They are selling you that good old technique, that good old way indoctrination, that good old intimidation. Have you ever heard of anarchy? When human beings first started civilizing themselves, it was all anarchy. Every man was a king unto himself. And you can't always use force to get another man to submit to another man. The best way to get a strong man to submit to you is to make him believe that you are greater than him, even if he can see that you are not. Who's this person saying the blood of Jesus is against you? That useless blood of Jesus. Are you a witch? Why are you invoking blood? Are you a vampire? Blood of Jesus. Huh? Why can't you guys let that guy rest in peace? Jesus is the only one who cannot rest in peace, because people are always invoking his blood. Are you a vampire? Huh? Why are you performing blood magic? Out of all the things the Bible says, you have to use blood? Why are you tormenting the soul of Jesus? Don't you know he's already in hellfire suffering? Blood of Jesus, blood of Jesus. Was it not for the blood of your ancestors? Will you be here today? Name of Jesus. Name of Jesus is useless. In fact, right now in America, name of Donald Trump has more power than name of Jesus. Name of Jesus. Name of Donald Trump. Trump. T-R-U-M-P. DJ Trump. Donald Jesus Trump. Do you know who that is? The one and only dictator of America. Donald Trump has banned many countries. Donald Trump has put a ban, a travel ban on many African countries. I dare you to tell Jesus to break that ban. Can the blood of Jesus break the ban that Donald Trump put on your country? No. Donald Trump does believe in God. The problem is you don't know that the God that Donald Trump believes in is money. Donald Trump does not believe in the same God as you. Use your brain. Some of you, my religious brothers, don't be so gullible. Just because somebody believes in God doesn't mean it's the same God as you. The only God Donald Trump believes in is money. Nkap. Donald Trump is a politician. He's going to tell you what he needs to tell you so you can vote for him. And after you vote for him, he doesn't give a fuck. No matter what Donald Trump, no matter what you say now, it doesn't change the fact you have already voted for him. That is how a scam works, okay? Oh man, you guys don't understand. Your religious leaders are all politicians. Religion works just like politics. The politician tells you what you need to know in order to vote for him. Once you have voted for him, he doesn't give a fuck. You can cry, you can curse him out, you can protest, he is still the freaking president. That is why right now, all the jobs which are being cut by Donald Trump includes people who voted for him. I bet you many of those people voted for Donald Trump and they didn't know that because of Donald Trump, they will be losing their jobs. That is how a scam works. That's how you scam someone. The person you scam must only realize they have been scammed when it's too late. Use your brain. Use your brain. Okay? Use your brain.
I wanna for good morning.
Good morning. What you got for me? Please go straight to your point.
I'm streaming from Germany, so I can tell you guys, if you pay more attention to Bakanga, you will learn your lesson briefly. So why you guys stop yourself? Everything that has been established in America, in Europe, in New Zealand, and so on and so forth, is nothing but to hold you in a place where they want you to hold, so that they can squeeze you every month for a mortgage, called credit. Yeah? You start going as a child to go to school. Yeah, you learn something. Okay, the ground foundation is all what it takes. The rest you should learn in the University of Life. Means outside of school. Do they teach you how to make your own money, to make business? No. You hear the bell, you hear every time the bell, then you be finished, then you go to the college, you hear the bell, if you are done, you go to university, you hear the bell, the same thing. So you get your degree, and then you go to work, you hear the bell every time. They don't want that you wake up and realize what actually system you be. It's just for a group of people beneficial that all of us, we are in the same system. Just maybe from country a little bit made different, but nothing but to hold it. So now I give another example. The New King James Bible was made by the King James from Britain back then, just to hold his people, mean the British citizens in place. and nothing else the King James Bible was created for. Did you see here something? Oops, Happakanga always said the truth. Yeah, he did. Because everything we are, each and every one of us, we are energy. If we use our energy, we can do what we need to do for ourselves and not for them who call themselves a bunch of people that squeeze us. Is it taxes for everything? Let me tell you guys, in Germany, when you get retirement, yeah, for many years you have pay in a pot. Let me say like this, so that you have a retirement. So now when then you get retirement, yeah, because you have reached your old age. Now, if you think you have your freedom, no, you don't. You have to pay taxes on top of your retirement. And yet, you think it's fair? No. Anybody who uses your brain knows that is not right. How can you pay taxes above taxes? And why is it so? You in America, in Germany, you need 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 5 jobs just to pay your damn bills, to pay a mortgage and everything. And you ask yourself, fuck, I am exhausted. I am this, I am that. See, they destroyed the model of a family, mom, dad, and children. Why do you think they make the man weak and the women strong? For only one reason, so that they can come and collect the women and break them down.
It is because the men are the ones who fight. When rebellion starts, It starts with men. So the best way to ensure that there is no rebellion, and this is a very careful strategy, that the rulers of this world, the royal families of this world, it doesn't matter which region it's coming from, they realize that it's best to rule from the shadows when the people don't know who's ruling over them. And of course, the problems we see in the family is because the male, they are the most violent ones. They are the ones whom, when they cannot tolerate slavery, they're not like women. Women would think very gently, very kindly, very softly. Men, when they cannot handle it anymore, they destroy everything. So let me say
something from this perspective of woman. We women, we can be stubborn or less of being stubborn, but if we are together with the right man, what do we become? We become soft and submissive. Not because we go enter slavery or something. No, it's because we get by the right man the protection and the love and care the same way as we give to the man. So if you as a woman said that I'm lying, then sorry, you lied to yourself, because I know that I'm a very stubborn woman and I have my right man at my hand.
That stubbornness, that's stubbornness, my sister.
It has nothing to do with the damn religion called whatever.
Sister, that stubbornness is actually your superpower. Let me show you how. I'm going to summarize this because you're pretty much saying what I'm saying, okay? Before I let you go. The woman is the shield and the man is the sword.
Thank you.
The woman is the shield and the man is the sword. That's why the woman's body, though it is soft, it can endure more pain than a man's body. That's why a man's body can cause more damage than a woman's body. It is a complementary relationship. If you are in a relationship with a man and you are the shield and the man is also a shield, you might do just fine. But when you guys face problems, guess what? You will build walls. Okay? You will build walls.
That's what I'm saying. Allow me. For some time, you can master as woman life alone. But there is a time where you reach where you get tired, where you want to have a shoulder to lean on. And this is the same with a man. But it's not to understand in that way that the man is weak, the woman is weak. No, we women, we are not meant to be alone, and the men are not meant to be alone. Because in nature, we always will be born for the same reason, to product a family, that we get children. But why is it so that we women, we are giving birth, and why is it not the men? Because the men are what? The sword to protect the woman exactly at the vulnerable point when she is lying down to give birth. Then the man is protective. Why? You cannot run away, you cannot talk because you're doing what? You're pushing through your gate of life, you to push a child, a baby, a human being into the world. And that's the fact. So, guys, let me tell you what. And until the ancient time, until today, those people, they have tried to find out how is it possible, and still is it a wonder why however, when you give birth to a child, whoever as women have given birth know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not the easy task to go and push life into the world. Yeah? So, but now the system has been made like this. Either when you as woman decided you don't want to have a child because you don't feel like you get condemned, and if a woman have given birth, you get even condemned. Do you see what the system has already reached? They have destroyed the will of family. You understand? Because a man and a woman who created a family, they are a team. As he said, shield and sword, sword and shields. To do what? The innocents among us are the children, because they are the future that live continuously. That is how the ancestors' line is built up. And that's where they want to come and collect everything.
In summary, sister, you're preaching, and you're preaching a good message.
I'm telling just the fact, but this is very draining that so many people they need to wake up. I'm telling you, they need to wake up.
It is a fact, and what you're saying is true. I wish I could let you continue giving us those facts, but you know that here I'm looking for problems anyways. But what you have said is true. It's true. The man and the woman. In fact, let me say something real quick. Even if you eliminate purpose, even if you say men are really not meant for anything, or women are not really meant for anything, what our experiences have proven to us is that no matter what human beings go through, as long as we can multiply, we can overcome anything. A woman is a man's best ally when it comes to his survival. A man is the woman's best ally. So even as husbands and wives, brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers, even as just male and female, we are each other's best allies. That understanding is what allows us to go from generation to generation. If we ever reach a point where we're not multiplying, no matter how great we are, that greatness is only going to last for a little bit before it vanishes.
Exactly.
That is why...
let me tell you that statement before you throw me down. The fruit of wisdom is growing in the garden of obedience. The obedience is your being, your own self inside of you. And every man and every woman is either a goddess or a god itself.
I don't know about being a goddess or a god. All I know is that...
Because you have always the life, once you be adult, you have your life in your own hand. That's what it means. Nothing less, nothing more.
Right. Just choice of words. I don't like using that word God, because if you use the word God, people don't understand that you can use it as a metaphor.
I just want to talk with the people so that can help and you guess where you can fight. That's all.
Listen, I am of a very strong opinion that it is very dangerous. The worst thing that a person can do to themselves is convince themselves that they are something they are not.
Exactly.
That is the worst thing. You don't have to exaggerate what you are to make it sound good. Like, I don't need to be anything more than the very simple word that says I am a male human being who comes from Africa and I have the ability to work on airplanes. I'm not the best one at it and I'm not the worst one at it. I need to be very real with myself. If I'm not real with myself, I will not know how to improve if I need to be improved. But if I think to myself that I am a divine being who has energy in his hands, who is omnipotent, then there's nothing else to do. You're already God, right? What else is there to do if you're God? All you need to do is take a nap. But if I'm real with myself, I will see my strength and I will see my weaknesses. The reason why I don't like when people use the word God to define themselves, I feel like it makes you mask your weaknesses. Because a God is someone who has no weaknesses.
I just have used the two words, yeah, just to tackle the people. And
If
see
I can
already
use,
in the comment section, yeah.
if a person can use the word God to define themselves, you must also be able to use the word devil to define yourself. Because the characteristics that you give to a God and the characteristics you give to a devil are both true about human beings. Human beings can create and they can destroy.
That's it.
So you are no more of a God than you are a devil. Those of you who like to associate with just one, you better take both or you leave both alone and just be a human.
That's it.
Yes.
If you cannot be both, you can be nothing.
Thank you so much, my sister.
You know, you're welcome, my brother.
Yeah.
Next time then.
To be honest, if everyone was honest with themselves, the world would be automatically a better place. The problem is that some people have convinced themselves that they are what they are not. And then they actually go out and try to prove it. Right? Let me give you an example. A person can become so rich that they naturally just begin to see themselves as better than those who don't have money. A person can become so rich. That's why they say power corrupts. Do you know why they say power corrupts? Because when you get to the point where you can buy anything that human beings want, you always have to constantly remind yourself that, by the way, that bullet that can kill a poor man can kill me too. That sickness that can kill a poor man can kill me too. You see? Don't lie to yourself about what you are. Your ability to know yourself, it's the highest power humanly achievable. And this is how you know that you haven't lied to yourself. When what you say you are is what you can do. When you can prove what you are by your actions. If I say I am a carpenter, but I don't even know how to use a hammer, what kind of carpenter am I? If I say I'm a pilot, but I cannot fly a plane, what kind of pilot am I? Some of you are pilots in your imagination. Huh? How can you say you're a basketball player and you cannot even bounce a ball for 5 seconds? Why tell yourself that you're something that you cannot demonstrate? That's why you often say to focus on what you can control. I don't know about LeBron, man. It might be Michael Jordan. Anyways, let me see if I can bring a few more guests. Listen, y'all, we're towards the end of the show, so if you come up, go straight to your point, so I can get as many people as possible in this small amount of time I have. I am a righteous child of God. Your father is a God.
Hello.
What's up, Rosa?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Fantastic.
Great. Can I ask what you believe in? It's not God.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Mm-hmm.
What is gonna be after your death?
I don't care.
Why?
Because I've seen what happens with dead people. Dead people don't really care about anything. And I don't have the power to control it. So why should I care about it? I'm only worried about what's happening to me while I'm alive. The moment I'm dead, you can do what you want to do with my body. In fact, even if you don't do anything, it's still going to decompose, I'm pretty sure. If it doesn't decompose, oh well.
But you think you won't exist, right?
Huh?
There will be nothing and you will not exist, right?
Have you ever seen a dead person since the day you have been born? Have you seen a dead person anywhere after they died? No, there's no need for me to lie to. I'm not going to lie to myself. I've never seen a dead person walking around right after they died or doing anything. I know what human beings do with dead people. We put them in the ground or we burn them into ashes.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's in physical way.
Yeah, the
What
physical
about
way,
spiritual?
the spiritual way is imaginary. There's no imaginary. There's no spiritual people. The word spirit is just a word that describes the behavior of the physical body. It's just an idea, but you don't have a spirit that's separate from your body. Your body is you. Without your body, there's no you. But your body has certain behaviors and certain abilities. That's what we call spirit. That's why
So
that's why when you want to say that someone has a bad spirit, you look at that person's behavior. So saying that someone has a bad spirit is like saying that you have a bad character, you have a bad behavior. But the real person is a physical person. Your body is you.
Yeah. But how do you think how the universe appeared?
I have many things that I think about it, and none of it matters. All that matters is that I'm here.
But didn't you think, like, where is it from? What's gonna be after my death?
Nah, I mean, I had the time when I thought about it, but I've already found the answers.
Have you tried to read any religious books?
I did all of that. Yes, I've done all of that. The Quran has a lot of good poems in it. It's very poetic, but it's also full of bullshit. The Bible has many nice stories in it that's good for entertainment. So yeah, if you really want to be entertained, you should read the Quran or the Bible. You know, people 1400 years ago, they didn't have movies, so they used to write books to entertain themselves. So the Quran is not different from a movie or like the Bible. You know, you can, if you like reading books, read it. If you want to read the story of a man who spent 3 days in the stomach of a fish, you can read the Bible. If you want to read the story of a donkey that can talk, you can read the Bible. If you want to read the story about a snake that can talk, also read the Bible. If you want to read the story of a man who split the moon, read the Quran.
Yeah.
Very entertaining. Very entertaining.
But you just said there's bullshit and there's good things, but what is your standards of bad and good things? Where is it from?
My standard of what would be bullshit is when someone makes claims about things, claiming that those things are real, when those things are not even physically possible. For example, they claim that Muhammad split the moon. It's the dumbest shit a Muslim can say. But I understand that you think it's a miracle. I guess moving. Huh?
If there is God, it's possible. Why not? Because it is something almighty.
Yeah, if there's God, there's no evidence that there's God. And Muhammad was a human being. He can lie. Human beings lie all the time. He wasn't the first one to write a book and say that it came from God. Muhammad wasn't the first human being to claim that God came and spoke to him.
Wait. Why would he lie?
So he can control the Arabs.
No.
Yeah, so he can build a Khalifa. He like it when people see him as a prophet. He enjoy it. Everybody has an ego. Muhammad had an ego too.
He wasn't looking for any wealth, you know? If you check his story,
that's part of the plan. Yeah, like the Pope. You see the Pope, Pope Francis. He doesn't like any wealth, but he has power and authority. He enjoys, he can do anything he wants to. He likes telling other people how to live their life. That was the type of person Muhammad was. Type of person.
Why would he need his authority? Just answer me, and I will tell you the story.
Say that again?
Why would he need his authority?
For whatever emotional reasons were motivating him. I wasn't there, but I know how human beings come about doing such things. I mean, look at what he produced. You see, you just have to look at you just have to look at the consequences of what Muhammad did. Because of what Muhammad did, Christians and Muslims end up fighting Christians for more than 7 crusades. You know how many people died because of that nonsense? You know how many people are dying because of somebody reading the Quran and not understanding what's in it and then becoming a terrorist? That's a natural consequence. Now, there's some good things that has happened, but guess what? The Arabs are keeping black people as slaves for a long time. Muhammad didn't stop it. It kept happening. In fact, the Europeans, the Europeans stopped slavery before the Arabs. Did you know that? Did you know that the Europeans stopped slavery before the Arabs?
Do you know that in Islam there's no conception of slavery? It's only about prisoners of war.
Okay, you see, sister, that's the difference. You don't understand where I'm coming from. For me, Islam is not what Muslims say. Islam is what Muslims do. Because I don't give a fuck what you say. I only give a fuck what you do. In this world, people can say anything. What really causes an impact is what people do. So yes, true Islam is not what Muslims say. It's actually what we can see that they do. That's true Islam. If what they do is righteous,
what Islam teaches.
Huh?
True Islam is what it teaches.
No, that's not Islam. That's the theory.
It is.
No, that's the theory. The teachings by themselves are a theory. It's theoretical. But the real religion itself is the practice. You don't know, when you go to school, they teach you theory and practical, right? So if someone gives you a theory that you cannot practice, that means that theory is false. So if someone makes a claim about a religion, the religion is not the theory, it's not the teaching, it's the practice. Because you're telling us that I can do this, but you can't do it. So we're going to judge you not based on what you say, we're going to judge you based on what you do. Actions speak louder than words. The Islam that is communicated through actions speaks louder than the Islam that is communicated by words. Same thing is true about Christianity and all religions.
So are you judging Islam by some people that doing bad things? Because there's 2 billion people, and if you will see that there's more, like the most people who do good things than bad things.
No, I see Islam as something that can motivate people to try to do their best. And then I also see Islam as something that can confuse people. So it's like politics. Islam is like politics. There's good politicians and there's bad politicians. So Islam is not perfect. It's just a man-made idea, like all other man-made ideas. At the end of the day, it doesn't produce better results than Christianity. It doesn't produce better results than Hinduism. It doesn't. It doesn't matter how good you say your religion is. The next person who has a different religion will also say that about their religion. The true test is a test of action, not a test of faith. If Islam was that great, Muslims would never fight the Crusades. But I'm pretty sure your Quran tells you to go and fight jihad. It gives you a scenario where it is okay for you to fight jihad.
If there's a purpose.
Yeah, anybody can make up a purpose. I can do anything and say it's God who sent me, like Israel is doing to Palestine. According to Israel, the land is theirs. Their God gave it to them. Who are you to argue? Even you as a Muslim, you know that your God gave it to the Israelites. So maybe they should kick out the Palestinians, right? Did God give that land? Did Allah give that land to the Palestinians, or did He give it to the descendants of Israel? So based on your belief, you shouldn't have a problem with Israel getting rid of the Palestinians. But we who don't believe in God, we think that's crazy. We don't give a fuck what your God says. Don't kill people. Don't kill children. But you believe in that God.
So can we back to Muhammad? I want to tell you one story.
Can you make the story less than 1 minute?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So before he started preach his messages from God, he was really respected person, and like his people really loved him, but when he started to preach, every person turned away from him, and they started to follow him, and they wanted to kill him. They called him mad and a lot of bad stuff. And he wasn't care about this. And those idols, pagans people, they said to Muhammad, I will give you wealth, I will give you money, I will give you women, just anything you want, anything you wish. Just stop preach your messages about the only one God. And Muhammad said he could agree that, okay, I'm agree for wealth, for anything, for money. But he said, no, it's not up to me. I'm preaching something from God. How could he need a wealth?
Say that again?
How could he need a wealth?
Because he had a long-term strategy and he eventually got the wealth anyways. Did his religion not become popular? Do they not worship him as a perfect human being? He wasn't the first to do that. There are many Indian gurus who do that. In fact, the Indians were doing it for thousands of years before the Muslim. A guru, he would say he doesn't want wealth, he doesn't want women, he doesn't want anything. Even the Catholic priest does that. But that is a way of getting control over people. It's a strategy.
But
you understand?
Guru is just system of life, like doctrines, not from prophecies, not from prophets, not
because
from
listen.
no revelation.
Listen, the respect you get when you're a religious leader is even greater than the respect you get as a politician, as simply a regular person. So Muhammad wanted to create his own religion, and he had to do what was necessary for him to be able to do that. So he has to tell people, look, I'm not focusing on worldly things. I'm focused on what Allah has told me. So people will look at him and be like, wow, that guy is so awesome. But nobody was in the fucking cave with him when Allah was talking to him. He made that shit up. Just like everybody else who claimed that God told them something. They made that shit up. We can see the fruits. It's a type of subtle manipulation, like Donald Trump. When Donald Trump was running for president, he told the people, I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for you. Then as soon as they voted in him, he created his own crypto. He created his own crypto.
It's not like that.
It is like that. It's just that it's different scenarios. You have to understand what motivates human beings to do what they do. Power is a thing that is, especially in the religious world, when you are the one who gets to tell people what to do, it is a greater power than even money. You can make those people give you their money. If Muhammad didn't need to stress about money. What he needs to do is, first of all, get people to believe in what he's saying. In order for him to do that, he needs to put in the work. And yeah, sometimes they suffer for it. A scammer suffers for his scam.
If he couldn't read and write, and if he didn't have any, he couldn't have something from past, from like Bibles, Torah, how could he confirm the Torah and Bible and something that were before Quran?
Just because he couldn't read and write doesn't mean there were not people around him who could read and write. I learned the Bible before I could read and write.
Mm-hmm.
You learned the Quran before you could read and write. So yeah, being able to read and write doesn't change the fact that he could have known the stories.
But first of all, he was alone. No one believed him.
He was what?
He was alone.
No, he wasn't alone. He couldn't have been alone.
Why?
Because he doesn't know how to read and write.
Yeah.
So he couldn't have been alone. Somebody was there with him. He had to have had companions. Even if it was not many, he had to have at least a few. And the reason why people did not like him is because the Arabs were not religious, at least not like that. The Arabs already had their own culture. So when he started suggesting what he was suggesting, he was trying to destroy their culture, like Islam does today. Islam comes to a place, it destroys that culture. Islam and Christianity, those are ideas that destroy other people's cultures. It doesn't have respect for other people's culture.
But who
Islam
says these cultures are good?
is Islam and Christianity naturally gives people a superiority complex. You think you're better than other human beings. No, if you believe in Allah, believe in Allah. I don't have to believe in your Allah. You don't have to come and spread your religion to me. If you want to spread your religion to me, I should be able to spread my religion to you. But that's not what Muslims did. When Muslims conquer a land, they will make you pay a tax if you're not Muslim.
They would what?
They will make you pay a tax for not being Muslim.
Do you know the tax of Muslim?
Sister, am I lying?
No, you are not lying, but you know the tax of Muslims.
It doesn't matter. The point is that they will tax you for not being part of their religion. Huh? Thank you for your time, okay, sister? I hear you. I hope you can be the best Muslim that you can be, okay?
Okay.
Have a good night.
Good night.
She was gentle, and she has a good character. No one can take that away from her. No matter how loud my voice was, she didn't complain. You see that, religious people? Those of you who are getting triggered, you don't always have to be triggered. Yeah, she was very well behaved. I can respect her humanity. I can confess that she has a great character. Maybe it was just a language barrier, but still. I'm sure if we were speaking Arabic right now, she would have been going ham on me. But I don't know that. So I'm just speculating. The point is, she was well behaved. Even when facing someone who emphatically disagrees with her, she was still well behaved. So whatever her Islam is, at least it affects her character in a good way. That's what we are trying to tell you, religious people. Practice what the fuck you preach. Then you wouldn't have to convince us to see that you are a good person. Practice what the fuck you preach. If you think you're righteous, we better not catch your ass doing some unrighteous shit. If you say you're holy, you better the fuck be holy. Because the moment you ain't holy, oh hell no, now you like us. Now you like us. Those of us reprobates, like Christians say. Christians think that we are reprobates. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 11:01 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I got to go. I need at least 1 hour of sleep before I go to work. So thank you so much for everyone that was here today. If I wasn't able to bring you up, I apologize. I'll try my best tomorrow if I come live tomorrow. But remember, this is not a license to hate. Just like religion is not a license to hate, being non-religious is not a license to hate. Just like we expect our religious brothers and sisters to see past their religion when interacting with their fellow humans, you also have to see past your lack of belief when you interact. Hence, I will encourage you to be kind to your fellow human being as long as it's reasonable. Don't go and kill yourself trying to be kind though. Your life is just as important as the life of that person you're trying to save. So make sure it's reasonable. Don't be stupid kind. Be smart kind. And if you're going to love with common sense. Don't love with your heart. Love with your brain. If you're going to love, do not love with your heart. Love with your brain. Do not love with your heart. Love with your brain. Take that, sleep on that, dream about that, and learn something from it. Thank you so much, my brothers and sisters. I will be uploading this on YouTube. If you're not following me on YouTube, on my current YouTube channel, because I will be making a new one. I know I said that. But on my current YouTube, I do post all my previous lives. Anywhere from 5 hours, 6 hours, 9 hour videos. You can see them. I record them as it is right now, and I post them as they are right now. You know, and I don't edit it as far as like cutting out part of the conversation. Nah, you can totally see it. If you listen to my lives, you find any contradictions in what I'm saying, feel free to come and hold me accountable. I am not beyond learning. The problem is that most of the religious people I talk to ain't teaching me shit. And most of you, you're just regurgitating some bullshit. You haven't even gained mastery over yourself. I do my due diligence. Do yours. If you know something I don't know, feel free to share with me. Okay? So please, 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 in as much as you need to be kind to others, you can only do for others what you can do for yourself. So know yourself, y'all. Good night. Have a blessed one, okay?